All right, we're going to need a couple of minutes to get the show going, and certainly want to make sure the audio is clear. So we want to let me know if you got the audio, Attic Von Attic. Let me know, and we'll go from there. Um, all right, sounds great. Appreciate that. All right, give me a minute here, and we should be going momentarily. So bear with me here. Some folks are probably not going to like this show, but that's what happens. That's what happens. It's a free speech program, and I'm sure I'm going to get some flack from some of my audience, particularly some of my left wingers of African American descent. But I got to challenge them. Look, it's about free speech, and that's what this one is going to be. We're gonna tackle free speech on a story that I suppose some of you folks have heard, and just give me a minute here. I want to make sure I get all of the right hashtags in this damn thing. So, um, who's left? Bill. Okay, so and we should be almost there. And in the comments, what does it say here? Hey Tim, thanks again for the show, Julian Boucher. I appreciate you tuning in. Thank you folks for supporting the show. Feel free to smash that like button. Helps out the algorithm. All of that doesn't cost you anything to do it. So certainly thank you on YouTube for you guys tuning in. And I'm almost done here with the final platform. We'll be on YouTube. We'll be live on Substack, TikTok, Instagram, and Clapper. So having said that, I think we should be able to get going momentarily. Been waiting all day for the show, says Alex. I got that says Adleys or appreciate that. Thank you. I like that. I like that shit. That's good shit. Thank you. So good evening, folks. Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim, the handsome liberal, depending on who you ask. We are now live on this Monday. Hopefully everybody's had a nice start to their week. This is not going a topic that's going to give you a good start to the show, but I'm certainly sure some of my audience, particularly the African American portion of it, may not like the angle I'm taking on this, but I do have to present this. This is, of course, not the only topic of the day, but I got to come to you with this, whether folks like it or not, because it's in the news and I think it's worthy of discussing. We often ask on this show a simple question, and thank you, Blue One Banks. Yeehaw! Appreciate the hat and mustache to start the show off properly. We often ask this question on the show and get lots of pushback, if not anger, from some of my African American viewers, which is, can African Americans be racist? Can black people be racist? And they don't like to hear that. Well, this story is in the news. You see featured here, I don't know, there we go. You see featured here behind me, these three young African American women. And you see the phrase below, free Carmelo Anthony. Apparently, these three women down in Longview, Texas, made the solemn promise that they were going to target the smallest Caucasian woman they could find. And they were going to do it on behalf of what they believe happened to Carmelo Anthony. They believe Carmelo Anthony was railroaded by the justice system. So their goal was to take it out on an innocent person. An innocent person. And these three women, they've all been arrested. I think they have like $20,000 bonds or something like that. But all three of these women have been arrested for beating up. Her name is Sammy Lee, Sammielee. I'll give you a quick a profile of the victim as well, if I can get my screen straight here, because there's a lot on this. But it's on the internet, so it's not hard to find for anybody wondering. But here is the victim. Now, she's beaten pretty good. There's also injuries within her hair, top of the skull. You see her eyes is damaged pretty well. There is blood on her, looks like a tank top of something of the sort, but she was beaten pretty well. Right next to her on this particular graphic, you see the actual suspects or the assailants that beat her up. Alana Murphy, Carry-On Filler, and DeJay Brown. Now, all of these women are in their early 20s. All of these, and for some, and Chris, you say you can't find anything. Sammy Lee is the victim, and all of their names, all of the suspects that have been arrested are listed next to them. Alana Mumphrey rather, Alana, last name Mumphrey, Mumphry. Carrie Ann Fuller, a long name. I'm not gonna spell her name. I'll just give you Dejae Brown as well. DEJ as in Juliet, JAE. Now I'm going to give you a lot more than just me talking about this. I'm going to give you some clips on it and actually some article readings of it. So because there's a lot about this, but apparently they just decided to target a small Caucasian woman and beat her ass because of what happened with Carmelo Anthony. So I am going to be asking the obvious question: is this racist? Now, here's the story. 3 women have now been arrested in connection with the reported assault of Sammy Lee outside Whiskey J's nightclub in Longview, Texas. According to the Longview police, 20-year-old Dejae Brown, 24-year-old Alana Mumphrey voluntarily surrendered to authorities on June 25th. This is a couple days old after warrants were issued for their arrest. Now, there's been a third arrestee. As you see, there's 3 girls in this. They joined 21-year-old Carrie Ann Fuller, who was arrested earlier in the investigation on the same charge. Lee has publicly stated that she was attacked by multiple women after leaving the nightclub and alleges the group shouted "Free Carmelo" during the assault. Now, it says police have not publicly confirmed the motive, and the investigation remains ongoing. But there's no denying that these 3 women beat up this woman. Now, the police are saying so far, now that's part of it. I want you to hear the rest of this. And this here is according to, now this is what Sammy Lee, the victim, is stating. According to Sammy Lee's profile, now says she's from Wichita Falls, Texas. And it's got her high school and stuff like that. Who cares about that? It says she shared several photos where she is seen with injuries on her face and head, blood on her, which I just showed you. She wrote, "I never thought I would make a post like this, but I have no choice. It's sad shit like this happens in real life. Tonight, me and my best friend went out for drinks in Longview, Texas. Everything was fine. We had no issues in the bar at all. The moment the night is over and we're walking back to the car to go home, I get jumped by a group of girls. Never said a word to these girls, never looked at them, and don't know them at all. I moved to East Texas to get out of my hometown, and I'm a college student." So she's making it clear. We didn't get into an argument or nothing. They just spotted her and started wailing on her, according to the victim. That's according to the victim. Now, as I stated, the authorities have arrested and charged these girls. So apparently there's at least enough to do that in the eyes of the police. So they have been arrested and charged with this. And of course, as I showed you earlier, this is the victim, and they got the suspects there too, but this is for the purpose of seeing the victim. The victim has been beat up by somebody or something, obviously. Race, blood on the chest of her clothing, blood on her eye, above her eyebrow, and things like that. And there are also pictures of injuries to the top of her head as well. Now, in regards to the claim that they wanted to target the smallest Caucasian woman they could find, I would say that has to be kind of viewed as a success. This is a little girl. I mean, now, I don't know if you can see, you see what a door handle is? I mean, this person is small. This is definitely a little girl to be getting beat up by 3 people. So if that was the goal, to target the smallest Caucasian, they definitely found a little girl and beat the crap out of her. So we're going to talk about this, and oh, damn, I did, says LOO. So we're going to be asking a simple question of, is this racist? Is this intolerant? And because it was perpetrated by African Americans against a Caucasian woman, is it a hate crime? All of that's going to be discussed, and I want to give you a conservative, now this is going to make the conservative news. Obviously, you got a Caucasian victim, and you got African American suspects. The outlets like Fox News and stuff like that, this is the kind of stuff they live for. So you're obviously going to, if this is going eventually be covered, it's going to be covered on right-wing networks. And I wanted you to just briefly hear a former Fox News talking head, Megyn Kelly, on this story. And there, I believe she has some opinions in it, but she's also just describing what happened.
There has now been an arrest, reportedly as many as...
Don't know what just happened there. Wait a minute, hang on a second. Having audio trouble here. And I still don't know what the fuck happened. Bear with me a minute.
Following a brutal assault on a Texas woman who was allegedly beaten down by a group of suspects chanting "Free Carmelo." Fox is reporting that in Longview, Texas, police have made this arrest in connection with this alleged random attack on a victim by this group of suspects that claim, according to Fox, that they had said, quote, they were going to target the smallest white girl they could find. And they did indeed find a white girl who appears to be severely injured. We've got pictures of her injuries, which I'm going to show you now. We don't have her name. We do know that one woman has been arrested for this assault. Here is the victim whose injuries appear.
Real quick, her name is Sammy Lee, Sammielelee. You can find her on Facebook, Sammy Lee. She can be found.
All over her face and head. Her eyebrow is bloody and looks to have a deep gash on it. The top of her head appears to have a deep gash and is quite bloody. There's a picture that they've released of her high-heeled shoe, which none of us can quite figure out what we're seeing, but they appear to think it's evidence and has blood on it. We can cycle through the pictures, please. And you can see some of her injuries. She's wearing a neck brace. She's clearly been attacked. This is not neck brace that you... Okay, now we do have her name. The victim's name is Sammy Lee. This is not the kind of neck brace, we had a car accident and we're looking to run up our insurance bills. You can see the blood all over this woman's face and head, and arrests are being made. The first one is of 21-year-old Ciarianne Fuller of Longview. She is facing assault charges and was booked into jail on a $20,000 bond.
And I believe I showed you their pictures. I believe they're all dealing with $20,000 bonds, which I will tell you, that's not a very high bond. I mean, it's a bond, but for the ass whipping she took, I'm assuming that if this was reversed, we probably would be crying out that bond ain't that high. But it is what it is. Nevertheless, I'm going to be asking the question of, do you believe what they did constitutes as an act of racism, considering this African Americans on a white victim? But that's not our only topic, as we often make it clear. I want you to, now we talked about this earlier, or better yet, on a previous show, when there was attempts on President Trump's life. You heard folks come out suggesting that the rhetoric and name calling against President Trump is what may have led to folks wanting to take a hit out on him, the hateful rhetoric. I'll give you Carolyn Leavitt, and then I want you to hear something that is more recent. This is Carolyn approaching the podium here.
We can and we should have fierce disagreement in this country. As you all know, we disagree often, myself in this role and all of you in the news media. But those disagreements must remain peaceful. Debating, peaceful protesting, and voting are how we need to settle disagreements, not bullets. Nobody in recent years has faced more bullets and more violence than President Trump. This political violence stems from a systemic demonization of him and his supporters by commentators, yes, by elected members of the Democrat Party, and even some in the media. This hateful and constant and violent rhetoric directed at President Trump day after day after day for 11 years has helped to legitimize this violence and bring us to this dark moment. Those who constantly falsely label and slander the president as a fascist, as a threat to democracy, and compare him to Hitler to score political points are fueling this kind of violence. The left wing.
So constantly calling him these names, like, comparing him to Hitler, you hear her saying, calling him a fascist and things like that. She is suggesting that could lead to violence against the president. Before I continue, and I want to ask my YouTube viewers in particular to smash that like button. It helps out the algorithm. and it certainly helps out your host. Doesn't cost you anything. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash that like button. If you're watching on TikTok, you know we take our first caller at 10K. So also tap the screen on TikTok. Now, you heard her say, calling Trump these names fascists and calling them, like Germany. This stuff is what leads to attempts on his life. What I want you to hear is something, if I can, that is somewhat more recent. In fact, very recent. This is after Mamdani, mayor of New York, he endorsed candidates that did very well in a recent primary election, I think out in New York.
On November 5th, 2024, the American people reclaimed our government. We restored our sovereignty. We lost a little bit of sovereignty last night in New York, but we'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. I don't want to be braggadocious, but you have I know exactly what's happened. If you want to see what congressional Democrats wish to do to America, just look at the result of yesterday's election in New York, where their party installed a communist as the mayor of the largest city in the nation. Remember, I've said we will never have a socialist elected to any post in our country. I used to say that, and I was right. We skipped socialist and we put in a communist instead. That didn't work out too well. But as I've warned for many years, our opponents are hell-bent on turning America into a communist Cuba or socialist Venezuela, and you see what happened to those places. For generations, Miami has been a haven for those fleeing communist tyranny in South Africa. I mean, if you take a look at what's going on in parts of South Africa.
I just wanted you to hear a little bit of that. Now, you hear him saying, this was right after Mamdani won, actually. This is not in regards to what just happened. This is back from November of last year after Mamdani won. But after Mamdani, his candidates he endorsed won, Trump said something like this again, very similar, that, what they're saying is you have the choice between communism and common sense. That is what they're saying. They're suggesting that the Democrats are offering communism and that the conservatives are offering common sense. So you have a choice between communism and common sense.
After last night's results, the decision facing all Americans could not be more clear. We have a choice between communism and common sense. Does that make sense to you? Common sense. It's common sense or communism.
Now, the reason why I'm playing this is simple. You just heard Carolyn Levitt and J.D. Vance said something similar about calling all of the names to Trump is what is leading to people putting a hit on him. Folks, there is not a single politician running on a Democrat ticket referring to themselves as a communist. Why is this coming up? Even Mamdani does not run as a communist. Bernie Sanders doesn't run as a communist. There is not a single Democrat running for office that is openly claiming to be a communist. So where is this coming from? If we're going to suggest that name calling like this can lead to, assassination attempts and all of that, as Carolyn Levitt and J.D. Vance is talking about, are we looking at political hypocrisy here when they're claiming this when Trump is the victim of it, but they're remaining silent and even supporting when Trump is using the same type of language to victimize others? So I'm asking, is this indeed a case of political hypocrisy? Why is it okay for him to do this when no one is running as a communist? So he's actually affixing labels. I mean, I just have to ask, what's the difference between him calling you a communist if you're not claiming to be one and calling him a fascist if he's not claiming to be one? What's the difference? Is it political hypocrisy, yay or nay? Last topic before we end up moving on. This is just a sub-context. It's not going to be much. I don't know how much we're going to go into this, but this is something you often hear from the right, and I just wanted to play it because O'Reilly is echoing this once again. This is a phrase you only hear from the right, and I'm trying to get an explanation as to why you often hear this.
I didn't know anybody who hated Barack Obama. There were people, I got letters, okay, but none of the people that I associate with, and there are a lot of them, was hating on Barack Obama. Didn't like his politics, but it wasn't like personal. It's really personal. Okay, and it's just stupid. All right, racist, misogynist, xenophobic tyrant. You know, it's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
Real quick, it's only a few more seconds left. He's referring to statements made by Robert De Niro. You've seen him in a ton of movies, from Casino to Heat to Godfather. I mean, Robert De Niro is not a fan of Trump, and I want you to hear how he addresses him at the end of this little clip.
And De Niro and others, not just him, they're proud of this. This is what really gets me. They're proud of it. So 4th of July is coming, and he goes, I can't love a country. I can't love a country that did, you know, it's basically saying, look, because Trump was elected, I can't love the country. Leave, Bob. You got $500 million. Go to Paraguay. They'll be happy to see you. All right? America, love it or leave it was the Vietnam slogan. And I never bought into it. I like dissent. All right? But Bob De Niro, I'm making an exception. Leave. I'll buy your ticket out of here because you're a destructive, hateful person. And that is the truth.
And I'm going to just simply say, I don't know why that little thing was there, but I'm just going to simply say, from a standpoint of the fact is, O'Reilly's a close friend of President Trump. And here he is suggesting he don't know anybody. He's never heard anybody that hates Barack Obama. Trump hates Obama. But even in addition to that, what I want to know is, why is it that you only hear the phrase such as, if you don't like America, just leave? It's literally something you only hear folks on the right say. President Trump was very, very critical of America, its cities, its systems, its military, its respect. He was very critical of America under the Biden administration. Nobody told him to leave the country. So and he was very critical of both the presidents, Obama and Biden as well, in addition to the country and its cities and its people. Why didn't they tell Trump to just leave then? If you're not happy, just leave. You could have told him to go to Paraguay. So I do want to hear your opinion on that as well. Why does the right often say, if you don't like America, just leave? But yet when folks on the right are criticizing America, I mean, Chicago gets criticized damn near every day on the right. Why don't they say the same thing? If you don't like the country you're in and its cities, why don't you just leave? So I want to hear from you folks. You guys know how the program is ran. We don't block, ban, or censor. We are indeed MAGA friendly, been that way since day one, shall remain that way into eternity. Nevertheless, liberals are welcome on the program as well. Our comments go left of Mamdani to I'm having dinner with Q. We don't censor anybody. You can be critical of anyone on the program, including me. So looking straight in the comments, I was screaming for him to leave, says Shirt 14. You were screaming for who to leave, Shirt? Let me know. You're screaming for who to leave. I don't know why people are trying to kick out their fellow Americans. And I don't understand what Amendment free speech rights is that. You have the right to free speech, but if you're in a country, you should leave? That doesn't sound like free speech. That sounds more like China or North Korea somewhere. Far right and far left are collectivists. It's why they hate the Jewish community. I don't know if I agree with that. I'm going to tell you, it's certainly right now in this day and age, if you were having that conversation in regards to why people do not like the Israelis in, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, we could have a conversation. But right now it's because they're taking a lot of people. The Israelis are taking a lot of lives that should not be taken, to the point where even President Trump is now saying it. So there are legitimate reasons to have that conversation now. 5 or 6 years ago, I would have talked to you that way. But after October 6th or whatever it was, where, Hamas went over there, they've just turned into monsters in response to that. So I don't know. I think there may be more reasons than them just being collectivists. In the comments, are we at 10K? Tap the screen, get the likes on up. Help your boy out with the hat and mustache, TikTok cap goes. You know what we got to say. Gave them all hats, says King Mo. I didn't see that. Really? So if you see the hat and put some on their head, I did not see that. That's funny. In the comments, the handsome conservative, ladies and gentlemen, the forward-thinking champion of progressive values. Am I all that? The undisputed talk show host of Clapper and other platforms. Put your hands together for the handsome liberal. I love that. I don't know about undisputed. I don't know about forward-thinking champion of progressive values. There's some progressives that don't like all of my opinions, but handsome conservative, you are a winner, and your support is always appreciated. Thank you very much. Well, Trump is punishing people for free speech. Yeah, we almost ended up starting the show out because apparently The View of ABC, obviously a program that leans left, they're indicating that Trump used the FCC to control which guests they can have on the program. So Trump is going after The View now. They're to the point where they're actually soliciting you to sign petitions and shit like that. So Trump is trying to control the guest on The View. He's saying that they don't have enough right-wing guests. Why the hell would somebody be trying to get mad at a television show? Ain't nobody left really on OAN or Newsmax. I mean, like, well, because I think they're saying because it's on free air, so it's not a cable news, it's not on paid television. You can get ABC, your local ABC affiliate for free. So they're saying, well, because we control the airways, the people control the airways, they should be able to control what's on there. I want to hear from some MAGA on that one because I got an absolute pushback on that. I'm sure they would not agree with. We had 10K tap the screen going straight to the box. We'll start it out with the one and only Miss Mo Better. Good evening, Miss Mo. Welcome to the program.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. I'm an older man. Yesterday was my day.
Me and you are the same age. My birthday was Thursday, the 25th.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay, we really are close on that. Okay, fair enough. So if we were together, we cancel each other out. I ain't got to get you shit. You ain't got to get me shit off.
Pretty much. we go sit. You can watch me have a cocktail. We do whatever,
All right, fair enough. Well, happy belated to you as well. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I got to ask the question here. Are these African-American women, are they behaving in a manner that's racist?
Well, I don't really know the story, and your screen is kind of backwards, so everything is backwards reading.
Yeah, it just says chat is this racist, and at the bottom it's got their names and the statement free Carmelo Anthony.
So are you asking, is that phrase that they said
No,
racist, or have they done stuff?
No, I'm asking is their action. They, in regards to what happened to Carmelo Anthony, they allegedly decided to target the smallest Caucasian woman they could find and just jump and beat the shit out of her.
That was dumb. That was I don't a race aside. That was just stupid on any capacity. So that's kind of slippery, but I wouldn't call it racist.
Let's slide with it. Let's slide with it. Is it racist?
No. Yeah.
Take your time. Take your time. We got time.
No. Because I mean, when it's retaliatory, when it's something like that, then I wouldn't say that it was racist because you have to see the why.
It's retaliatory for what? The girl didn't do nothing to him. Didn't even know who the hell she was. They beating her up for something that happened to another black man.
That's what makes it stupid.
Okay, but does it make it racist? Racism is stupid too. It's
dumb as fuck.
We're not arguing that. We're not arguing whether it's dumb. We are. Let me ask you this way. In the comments,
if they did it to her just because she was a Caucasian woman or whatever her race was, it absolutely is racist.
Okay, there we go.
You know what I'm saying? So if there was no provocation or anything, and they did it just because of her race, absolutely is.
Yeah.
So is that why they beat her up? Yeah, this racist as fuck.
Okay.
And it's dumb on top of that. So and the crazy thing is now that they just everybody's going to be them as far as race goes. Oh, look how black people act. No, black people don't act like that. Idiots do.
Well, let's be clear. When we see what happened to Carmelo Anthony, there were plenty of blacks saying this is how white people act. I mean, it's just an idiot. Austin Metcalf may have been an idiot.
They should have said that then. You know, you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Those kids, Austin, may he rest in peace. Him and his brother were a bunch of bullies.
Right.
They did it they F with the wrong guy that day, and it just caused a bad outcome for both of them.
Right. So in other words, because I've had a lot of guests come on the show, Mr. Mobetta, and suggest that it's impossible for African Americans or Black people to be racist. But you're saying if the way I'm presenting this, where they allegedly targeted a white woman just because she was a small white woman that had nothing to do with anything, but in retaliation,
that was racist. That was racist. And no, Black people can be racist. Okay. We can, but as for the norm, though, we're not that people. We're not that people. Black people really are genuinely the most accepting, cheek-turning people in the world. And that goes back to statistics. You can look statistically. Black people, we accept pretty much anybody in. You're gonna get a few instances like that where people are racist.
Okay.
Now you can call us prejudiced like a motherfucker. We prejudiced.
Well, I'm going. The reason why I get the prejudice argument, but let's be clear: if three white girls,
what are you talking about? Shut your dumb ass up, because I can get ignorant now.
Who you speak?
And I'm absolutely not racist.
Well,
I like people who show respect.
Right.
And
but let's be clear.
Doesn't exist.
Let's be clear. If three Caucasian women decided to attack a small Black woman based on a court case that none of them had anything to do with, the Black community would go straight to racist, right? They wouldn't call them bigots. They wouldn't call them prejudiced. They would call them racist, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So and that's
Cedric, shut your ass up. I might not like your white ass, but I that don't mean I don't like white people.
Somebody accusing you not liking white people, Miss Mobetta?
Yeah, it's corny as fuck. People like that is slow.
I can't speak. So they got a $20,000 bond each, and I think you normally pay about 10% of your bond to get out. So $2,000.
Yeah.
Do you think the bond? Did you see the photos of the victim?
No, I didn't. I heard nothing about this story till now. I was actually coming up just to say happy birthday to you.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, I'll show you. I won't hold you long, but I'll show you the victim from two angles. First of all, this is a victim in better times. This is the actual victim in better times. She is indeed a small white woman. There's no denying that. She's little.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay. Wow.
You see something you like?
No.
Oh, okay.
This just it seems like a little more than just with her being white.
What are you saying?
Now, so some Black women, listen, I stand 10 toes down for mine. But when they see people present themselves a certain way.
Oh my God! What do you say? She looks Black or something? He beating up her because she looked like a female Eminem?
It looks like she kind of adopted like things that the Black women do as far as culture with hair. And I be out in these streets, Tim. I know how this shit works.
That makes it even worse. But I mean, what do the white women go around? Wait, hold on. So what are you saying?
I don't know.
So what are you saying? Wait a minute. So what are you saying, that a bunch of white women go around beating up Mary J. Blige because she dyes her hair blonde? She presents herself as a white woman?
They don't know, because white women don't have the nerve Black women do, Tim. You have to. That's not the same thing. You can't even equate the two.
Is it nerve or racism?
You can't.
Is it nerve or racism?
No. It could be a little bit of both. All of that shit could be true at the same time.
You're making Black women look really bad. You know that, right?
However, they just randomly found her. Do they know her?
No, they don't. And I'll read because you must have not been in.
I need to hear this. I need to hear the story again. It will. If they just randomly picked her out, they're definitely racist.
Yeah,
I ain't denying that. Like Latinas or whatever. We know there's a lot of Latinas that are white passing too. So that's neither here nor there.
Right. I want to give you. This is what that woman, the victim, actually said, and I'll show you her injuries in a minute. She wrote, I never thought I would ever make a post like this, but I have no choice. It's sad shit like this that happens in real life. Tonight, me and my best friend went out for drinks in Longview, Texas. Everything was fine. We had no issues in the bar at all. The moment the night was over and we're walking back to the car to go home, I get jumped by a group of random girls. Never said a word to these girls, never looked at them, and don't know them at all. I moved to East Texas to get out of my hometown, and I'm a college student. That's what the victim is saying. Now, all three of them have been arrested for this. So the police apparently believe they have enough on them to make the arrest. And I'll give you, if I can find, I got so many demographics here.
With them giving a complaint and she called an ambulance, that's enough for them to arrest them.
Yeah.
Now, for them to hold them, that's something different. Now, they would have to still fight in the court, but they could have arrested them just because she said that. You know what I'm saying?
And then they put
I'm not denying that even happened to her. I'm not denying that didn't happen. But when you're going to hear the victim's story, what else do we got to hear? Okay, they got arrested as a story. Like it's always a backstory, Kim.
Well, I would love to hear the women that have been arrested coming out and saying this is wrong. They picked us at random. We ain't got nothing.
I would love to see. I would love to hear it in jail.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. I'm going to assume those women could be found if they were just randomly rounded up for something they didn't have nothing to do with. I'm sure that TMZ or something they would be out saying that right now. And probably in a club area, he probably on camera doing it. But here's the rest of it. 3 women have now been arrested in connection with the reported assault of Sammy Lee outside of Whiskey J's nightclub in Longview, Texas. According to Longview police, now this is according to the cops, 20-year-old DeJay Brown and 24-year-old Alana Mumphrey voluntarily surrendered to authorities on June 25th after warrants were issued for their arrest. So if she don't know them, somehow, some way, the police figured out who they were because she don't know their names. Both are charged with assault causing bodily injury. They joined 21-year-old Carrie Ann Fuller, who was arrested earlier in the investigation on the same charge. And then, of course, the victim, Lee, has publicly stated that she was attacked by multiple women after leaving the nightclub and alleges the group shouted "Free Carmelo" during the assault. So there you go.
No, hey, listen, I don't even know what else to say about that. You know,
it looks bad. In other words,
I mean, on the outside looking at it, if they just did that because of how she looks, it's awful. It's awful because let me see. Oh, they lumped that eye. They lumped the eye up.
Yeah, she also has blood on her clothing. You see there on her shirt. Yeah, and there's wounds.
But again, I need to hear the whole story. We can't just trust one side of these people's story. I'm sorry.
I mean, you can't trust one side, but somebody beat her ass. We know that much. She didn't do this to herself.
But who knows? She could have antagonized, but you think with her catching that kind of beat down, she's gonna say that I was effing with them? You think she's gonna come out and say that?
No.
But especially in a place like Texas, it's not gonna happen, Tim. They're not gonna do that.
No, but I'm just gonna say we know how we would act if this was the reverse way around. We wouldn't be, we need to hear both sides. We would be like, this shit is racist as hell.
Well, but see, you see how people like emotion, how the stuff that's why the government fired you and your ignorant friends with bullshit degrees. That's the trailer park trash that we be talking about.
It's gonna bring up, yeah.
He probably ain't got an ounce of teeth in his fucking mouth and still live in his mother's basement. So tell him to shut the fuck up because I got time today.
It's gonna bring out the racism.
And the government didn't fight. And this is why, Tim, I keep telling you, most of the time we mind our business. They come for us, and then they get mad when we pull them on them, and they can't handle it. You could turn your face to the left and the right. It's not going to change my stance.
I don't know about that.
They're culture vultures that don't like to take accountability for shit that they start. And that's period.
So this is a hate crime in your opinion, though.
That's what they're going to treat it like, whether I think of it and think it is or not. They're going to treat it as a hate crime because allegedly she was minding her business. But like I said, we only hear her side of the story. We don't know, again, if she antagonized her, like that what's that guy Chud that's locked up that was going around antagonizing black people and shit like that. People nowadays are conflating. They're getting construed audacity with authority.
How do you? But wait a minute. How do you antagonize? How do you one person? How do you at her little tiny size? How did she antagonize 3 women to beat the shit out of her and not walk away a victim?
First of all, Tim, you're in a bar, right?
Okay.
Didn't you say it's a bar? When you get alcohol in your system, it gives you, and that's what was leading to my next statement before you cut me off.
3 people?
They get audacity, and they think that it's authority. So what happens is, she know with her size and her complexion, she gonna call the cops. And listen, I'm gonna call the police. They gonna be on my side either way. They gonna be on my side because that's how the algorithm is running in this country.
Miss Mobetta, do you realize how much antagonizing you got to do to justify 3 people beating you? I mean, even if she is intact, 3 people jumping you that are bigger than you.
But you said you never had a drink though, right?
No, I have not.
Have you ever?
So
no, how intoxicated? Do we know how intoxicated this was?
No,
that she was.
Well,
how much alcohol was involved? Listen, when alcohol is involved, it escalates things. It takes things to another level, and it gives people audacity that they think is authority. You're not listening to.
I think you're trying to create an out that does not exist. Don't you think the police would know if she was drunk? Hold on. Let me respond to you. Let me respond to you. 2 things. First of all, the police would know if she's drunk out of her mind. Second, other bar patrons would be saying that if she was doing it. Third, in addition to them knowing and all of this shit, I'm trying to figure out even if she was intact, 3 people jumping on you. What can a drunk person say to justify 3 people beating the shit out of them? Bigger people.
Hey, maybe that's just how they roll. I can't.
So it's still a crime, though. It's still a crime.
Of course, it's a crime. I'm not denying it's a crime.
Yeah, I don't think the antagonizing angle.
We live in a society where the reaction is judged anyway. The cause is never judged. It's always the reaction. The reaction is always judged. That's again, period. I don't know what else to tell you on that.
I'll tell you one thing. And when you look at her picture, I'll say this: if Carmelo Anthony looked like this, I think he'd be a free man today. If Austin Metcalf had done that to Carmelo Anthony, the stabbing would be justified.
No, he wouldn't.
Bullshit. You think if he had a come on.
No, he would not.
No.
You're dealing with a whole system of cronyism. You think they was gonna let that boy out? Knock it off, Tim.
He's claiming self-defense, Miss Mobetta. This woman looked like somebody who needed self-defense. Carmelo Anthony didn't have a scratch on him.
But the ones that beat her up, they ain't claiming self-defense. They just beat her ass. She probably was popping shit and they beat that ass.
I don't think this
is that how you want me to put it? Is that how y'all want to hear it?
The woman said she never said a word to him.
Because listen, they're going to judge our peoples either way because that's what they do.
Well, it sounds like...
I know Tim is gaslight. He trying to gaslight me today.
No, I'm not. It sounds like...
Yeah, you are.
I'll leave it at that. We'll move on. You were just coming to say happy birthday, and I appreciate it.
I was.
Well, thank you for coming up.
Stevie D. Hush, listen. We already know that we are in a society where it's a lopsided justice system. Even though those girls probably was wrong, I'm not taking that away. However, they were going to be deemed demons and all kind of shit before any of the story even came out. We have to get out of denial about shit like that, Tim. And that's no longer fluffing. That's denial.
Well, let's make sure we get out of denial about the suggestion that blacks cannot be racist, because some people are in denial about that as well. Because if this went down like they're saying, this is clearly an act of racism.
Yeah. If that's why that happened, that's exactly what it is.
We'll leave it at that.
What I need people to do is stop generalizing. Stop generalizing, and that's the problem. This is why racism is still alive and well today, Tim, because they'll get things like that and generalize the entire population. And when you have somebody that's supposed to be the commander in chief, that's bipartisan and all of that stuff, when he He fuels this stuff. That's why the country is so messed up. Your body is only as good as your head. The leader, the so-called leader, the head of this country, is worse than them three women, in my opinion.
Fair enough. I got to move it on, Miss Morbetta. Happy birthday to you as well. Thank you.
Yes, happy birthday.
You too. Appreciate it. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 20,000 if you will. Listen, I'm not gonna disagree with my last caller. And Blue One Bangs. Appreciate the Dino. Thank you very much. Love the graphics there. I'm not gonna disagree with my last caller on one thing, and that is that our commander-in-chief, while I don't think he would do nothing like this, obviously an 80-year-old president ain't gonna do it, but he does speak in this manner. He doesn't speak in terms of racial harmony. I'm not blaming him for what happened here. I'm not blaming him for Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf's case either. But I do believe the rhetoric that comes from the White House emboldens people to take their disagreements to a higher level. I do believe that. So I do agree with my last guest on that last part. In the comments, Stevie D says, stop letting the media make us hate each other for the random stories that come out. You don't need to watch the media. I tell you this, if you just simply read, tweets and truths from Trump. Well, I guess Truth Social is a media outlet. You just listen to Trump speeches. That can cause it. You don't necessarily have to listen to the media. There are Maxine Waters. I mean, there's some Democrat politicians as well. But at the presidential level, you just read statements from Trump and it can cause you to have hate in your heart because he is so negative towards so many other groups. So I understand folks saying the media. Look, the media is only presenting the story in some cases. I get Fox or MS Now they give opinions and they slant the media. But you can watch your local night news that is not necessarily slanted. It's only a 30-minute program. If you listen to those speeches, particularly coming from President Trump, which your local news covers that can develop hate in its own. You could watch the State of the Union address and become hateful from what Trump was saying in that last State of the Union address. So the media, it ain't just the media at this point. It's not just the media. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 20,000. We'll take the next caller. In the comments, dude, you have to stop with referring to color and start referring to people as people. If they're wrong, they are wrong. Doesn't matter their color. Florida Blondie, color absolutely matters. I'm not going to play into the games that color does not matter in America. There's every study in the book shows color matter. Color matters when you go to court. Color matters when you get pulled over. Color matters when you go grocery shopping. Color matters. It always has, it always will in this country. Color does matter. I'm with you if you're in a position where you hope and wish that color did not matter. I'm in the same position as you on that. But I'm never going to pretend like color does not matter. Color matters. It absolutely does matter. In the comments here, this host loves to keep division alive by spreading the MAGA agenda. It's interesting you would say that, Kalitos, because Florida Blondie above you, who is MAGA, she thinks I'm a piece of shit on some of these topics. This is what happens when you let folks speak freely and you try to lodge yourself as close to the middle as possible. I lean left of center, but not way far left. And I'm telling you, I get flack from both sides. That is two viewers back to back, one left, one right. Both like you on the other person's side. In the comments, tap the screen, get us up to 20,000. We'll take the next caller. In the comments, make sure I didn't miss anything there. A handsome conservative says, okay, let's try this, ladies and gentlemen. Forward-thinking Democrat, leading champion of his party. Put your hands together. All rise for the handsome liberal. I like the all rise part. President Trump has stated that he would love to have his people rise and apply when he comes in. So I like the all rise part. Should I show up with a judicial robe on, conservative? Love that. Forward-thinking Democrat. What is the opposite of a forward-thinking Democrat? Handsome conservative. I don't want to put you in the rabbit hole, but think about that. A forward-thinking Democrat. What is the opposite of a forward-thinking Democrat? A little bit of trivia for you. Thank you for becoming a member there. Me too, friend of the program. There's only been one side story take sides. Well, true, in regards to this story, there's only one side so far. But if these women are actually arrested, you'll hear, I mean, I'm assuming they're going to plead. You'll hear about it because this is the kind of shit that the right lives for. So Fox News is going to follow this. I just gave you the clip of Megyn Kelly. She's already been talking about it. This is the kind of stuff the right-wing media lives for. You got an African-American trio beating up a small Caucasian woman. So this will be covered on the right for sure. So you'll find out. But like I said, if they are suggesting that, look, we weren't doing anything and this little tiny girl just blamed us for assault, or like Miss Mobetta, my last caller, was saying, well, she was riling us up and maybe drunk and spitting in our faces and kicking us or something. It'll come out. And this story is about 2 or 3 days old. So the fact that it ain't came out yet, my humble opinion, if I'm going to just guess, kind of like what Miss Mobetta was doing, guess what probably happened, I'm going to guess that they're on camera beating their ass. I am going to guess that they're, outside of a bar, maybe they was even bar hopping. I don't know how many other clubs or bars are around the one they came out of. But my guess is this beating was probably caught on camera, and there's not a lot of way to spin it. I mean, if you got 3 women beating the hell out of a smaller girl, even if she was saying things that let's say she used the N-word or what, that's not going to save you. If a tiny white woman walks up while you and 3 of your girls or 2 of your girls are in a bar and she calls one of you guys the N-word, y'all don't have, you're not legally allowed to beat the shit out of her. So that's not going to save them either. So my guess is she is not on video doing anything to them. That's my guess. I'm just guessing, but my guess is the beating took place on video. That's what I believe. Stop generalizing. FTW. What does FTW mean? Fuck the world? We the rebel? We know they beat her ass, which they should be in jail for, but using race narrative is getting old. If they specifically stated they were targeting this on behalf of Carmelo Anthony, then yeah, they were using race narrative. Anyway, let me go back to the box. Are we at 20K? Tap the screen, get the likes up, help you boy with the hat and mustache. TikTok cap goals. We'll go to Jeremy. Good evening, Jeremy. Welcome to the program. Now, Jeremy, have you heard this story? If it brings them up, have you heard about this?
Yeah, I heard about it.
What is your take on this?
Well, first off, I want to give a little credit to Mobetta. Now, I feel that she was kind of forced to admit that this is both wrong and a racist attack, in a way, because kind of like Kyle Rittenhouse, there isn't a whole lot of ways to slice it.
Well, wait. What do you mean by Kyle? Because Kyle Rittenhouse attack obviously was not racist. What are you saying?
No. But I'm saying that was a clear-cut story, and I think this is a clear-cut one too.
Okay. So a clear-cut case of racism. I mean, because the only reason why I'm bringing it up, in addition to it being a modern story, but you do have a lot of African Americans that say that blacks cannot be racist. And so to me, this doesn't, I can't put this in any other category other than it being racist.
Yeah, I know. And the thing is that the reason why they say black people can't be racist is because if they can be racist, they can be held accountable for being racist. And then the rules have to go in both ways. And some people who are race hustlers. And I don't want to say black people, because black people like yourself don't buy that. Most black people don't think that people can't be racist. But for those who do, they're just doing it. They're just trying to get a way where they can't be called a certain word that has a lot of negative connotations to it, for doing actions that are clearly just as bad as the Klan.
Wow. And I see the comments. Pobo says that I'm not black, so maybe I'm out of the conversation. Pobo says Tim is not black. So I don't know. I mean, like I don't know if I totally agree with you, but what you're saying is black people don't want to suggest, they're suggesting they can't be racist. That way they won't be held accountable for being racist. I can't disagree with you because it does shock me why any group of people would suggest that none of us can be racist. They can be racist to us, but we can't be racist to them. That just never made sense to me to begin with. Did I lose you, Jeremy? I may have lost my guest. All right, fair enough. We'll move it to a call or something. Let me know on TikTok in particular. Can you guys still hear me? I didn't lose you guys, did I? Jeremy says something every day that makes me I'm actually pretty intelligent. Scumbag, really? Okay, you guys can hear me? Okay, I don't know what happened with my last caller. Okay, make it make sense. Yeah, everybody says you can hear me. We'll move on and tap the screen, help you out with the hat mustache. TikTok cap goes. It goes straight back to the box briefly here. In the comments, as Black people, we don't go around starting stuff, calling names, trying to get people mad by racial slurs. We only know to respond. That ain't true, Fat Luck. That is absolutely not true. There are plenty of places. Look, I can tell you for a fact, if you are, let's say you're a white girl and you're dating black guys, and the black guy takes you into an all black establishment, and he has a blonde or something on his arm or something like that. The sisters in there go after that girl. That is fairly common for white girls who date black guys. If he's in the hood and you go visit him and shit like that, you can encounter that. So I don't know if I would agree with you and say that we don't go around doing that kind of stuff. It does happen. Just say prejudice. Stop saying racist. We don't call it that. So that's what I'm curious. I don't see blacks normally calling white people prejudice on anything. They always yell racist. Even if a Karen says you get off my lawn, they call her racist. They don't call her prejudice. Let's go to somebody who has the answer always on these type of topics. Stick the ruler. Good evening.
Hey, what's going on, Tim?
Not much at all. Have you heard about this story?
No, I ain't heard about that story. But you know what's weird though, Tim? Why you ain't talking about what Mike Johnson was saying? I get it. You switched it up, but I mean, now we on the racist stuff, huh? Versus what?
Well, we talked about Carmelo Anthony, multiple shows. A beating happens because of Carmelo Anthony. What, we should skip this one?
No, we shouldn't skip it, but we should at least get both sides of the story before we just run with the narrative that's being thrown out. I think that's what Miss Mobetta was saying, because we just heard one side.
Well, this story is about.
What if it's the total opposite? Like you said, she was under the influence. She was beside herself. Said something. Then all of a sudden, is this the reason why they attacked you? Because Carmelo, you never know who come up with this stuff.
But let me just say this:
the person that just got the shit beat out of them.
I'll just say the same thing I told Miss Mobetta when she said something similar to you. I think we're contemplating or guessing there may be other possibilities to this because of the racial makeup. Because I'm gonna tell you something. If I was doing this same story and this was 3 Caucasian women on the screen and they had beat up a little tiny Jada Pinkett African American woman, I don't think the whole let's wait and get the other side of the story would be coming out. I think folks would be calling this at face value. 3 bigger white chicks beat up a smaller black chick. All it is, well, let's get, if I would be accused of fluffing. If I said exactly what you just said, I would be accused of fluffing.
So let me get this straight. What you're saying is the young man in Sanford, Florida, when he got unalive, that was immediate action. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah,
Are you telling me that George Floyd, when he got unalive, immediate action, huh?
I'm saying when George Floyd got taken out, it led to riots because there weren't. In fact, all of those cases you're mentioning, that's why you had the protest and you had the outrage because there was no immediate action.
Oh, so that's my point. But all of a sudden, it's immediate, and we know everything. They did it because of this. They was saying that. You said the story is 3 days old, and already we got narrative, motive, and all sorts of other shit, and everybody can come up with they were just out there just being racist. They just decided to do this, huh?
No, we don't have all.
The part where y'all went in detail about Carmelo Anthony. Like they did it because of what happened to Carmelo Anthony, and they were just out looking for where is this narrative come? Did they say that?
These women have not released a statement. It's been multiple days. If they just were innocent people and they got rounded up for no reason at all, you would have heard from them by now. You would absolutely have heard from them.
No, you didn't hear the question I asked.
No,
I said,
well, you're bringing up a lot of stuff that has no. You're bringing up a lot of stuff that has no relevance to this.
I could have sworn I heard somebody say they did it because of the verdict of Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, the victim is saying they yelled, "This is for Carmelo Anthony."
That's my point. So that's my point. Like, where is she getting that narrative from? Did they say that? And she heard them say that?
That's what she's saying. That is what she's alleging. Is they said it. Yes.
Oh, man, get the fuck out of here, Tim. All right, Tim.
So you don't. So you just wait. So you just don't believe the victim is what you're saying.
What I don't believe is that's the reason why they did it. I ain't saying they didn't do it. I just said I don't believe that's the reason why they did it. I'm with Miss Mobetta on this one. That don't even sound like us. Like, that don't even sound like none of the
really
intelligent black females. Yeah, the most intelligent women on earth. No, I don't.
All right, okay. Let me respond in a little bit of detail here. These women are accused of beating her up because of Carmelo. You're saying that don't even sound like us. Let me tell you something. We are known for going and getting pissed off with police and taking it out on a Best Buy or CVS store that has nothing to do with the case, but this don't sound like us. We'll go burn down shops in our own neighborhood over being some drama with the police. But this don't sound like us? Really?
Nope, not at all.
Oh.
Yeah. Does it sound familiar? Nope, not at all. Yeah,
it don't sound correct. It don't sound correct.
I'm sounding like my counterparts, MAGA. Nope, I don't know what you're talking about. Nope, didn't see it, didn't hear about it, don't know what you're talking about. We are not those people. We just don't go around randomly doing hate crimes. Yeah, we don't do that. That sounds like other problem.
You ain't never.
You know what?
They beating it. Wait, hold on. They beating the shit out of Caitlin Clark in the WNBA right now as we speak. For no other reason other than she's a white girl that's successful. We do this stuff. What are you talking about?
And I've seen Caitlin Clark do some little shit. She ain't think the camera called. So at the end of the day, yeah, it is what it is. Sometimes she get her ass whooped and beat up because she done did some dirty ass shit, and that's just get back. You don't do the shit. Remember she started the little shit with the hand in the face type shit?
Yeah, I remember that in college. Yeah, I remember that.
It's me. They did the hand thing in my face. Bitch, you been doing this shit the whole time. Shut your ass up.
I'm just simply.
You can dish it out, just like you said, Tim. If you can dish it out, you better be motherfucking able to take it. What's wrong with you? I don't disagree with
that. I don't disagree with that part. The part I disagree with is making it sound like it's just white people that go around committing hate crimes, and that ain't like us. We absolutely do stuff like this. We absolutely do this kind of stuff.
So other than this one, tell me about a black hate crime that like towards white folks that we done did. That made national headline news in 3 days. I'm waiting.
Reginald Denny getting dragged out of a truck during the Rodney King beating.
That was in the 90s.
You said give you one. So now it's a time frame. Okay, did it happen?
How many times since then have black men been strung up or been done? Man, come on, get the fuck out of here, Tim. That ain't us. You talking about one anomaly. One anomaly.
Oh, it's an anomaly now. When it happens to them, it's an anomaly.
One. Before Resident Dental, he was the only one. Like, what are we doing right now? You can't name one unless we was JFK's sniper or something, or unless we was I don't know. It don't happen. Like, Reginald Denny is the only one you got to fall back on. After that, what?
I'll tell you. When? I'll tell you right off the bat.
Matt Turner. Like, what are we doing? Like, what?
You gotta. I'm gonna tell you right. You gotta be crazy if you believe that blacks do not attack white people. Go ask any Caucasian person that grew up in mostly a black neighborhood or a white woman that dates mostly black dudes and go to his hood. They got stories. You may not believe them, but the idea that we don't attack them, it's only them attacking us is wrong.
So we go up in churches. That's what you're telling me right now. We go up in churches.
I mean, I know the church in Chicago got robbed. Yeah, it happened. What are you talking about?
No. But they got unalive just for being in the church or just for being white. That's, I mean.
Oh, you talking about Dylan? Well, you talking? Didn't you use the phrase anomaly? Didn't you just use? How many times have what Dylan Roof did?
No, that ain't no anomaly. They've done that like 100 million times. What are we talking about?
Give me another example of somebody white going into a black church killing everybody other than Dylan Roof.
Rosewood.
You just went. I mentioned.
I'm saying you.
Wait a minute now. I mentioned Reginald.
And I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure it's more than that. But what I'm trying to say
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Time.
You had a problem with me bringing up Reginald Denny, and you just went all the way back to fucking Rosewood. Did they even have cars back then?
No. I had a listen. So first of all,
Reginald Denny was too far back, huh?
Listen. All the atrocities from the time that during slavery and after slavery, all the way up till this present day, it doesn't amount up. Reginald Denny and one other little white girl don't amount up to all the black people that came before them.
So then I'm going to ask you again. You mentioned the word anomaly. Give me a time of somebody white going into a black church and offering people. You said you don't like anomalies. You made it sound like it's something that's happening. Give me something else.
Okay, so I said the one that they took to Burger King, that was definitely an anomaly right after you go in the church.
You said churches. You said Burger King does not hold worship service.
Okay.
You said churches.
Okay. The boom booming in what was it? Alabama with the little girls that got unalive.
What?
They've been doing. You don't know about that? About the kids that died in the 60s? You still in the church?
You got mad at me with Reginald Denny and all this stuff you bringing up is 60, 70 years ago.
No, but what I'm trying to tell you is, Tim, they've been doing it a long time.
Okay, so can I throw Nat Turner in there for taking out hate crimes? I mean, if you're going all the way back, can I do that? You laughed at Reginald.
I named Nat Turner. I named Nat Turner. I said, how many times have we done what they do? And I said, you said, and then I said, okay, before that, who? I said, what? Damn, Nat Turner? Like that was my
right.
Point.
And I did the same thing to you when you brought up the churches thing, and I said, other than Dylan Roof, who? And you were on just as many blanks as I was. You had to go way back also.
No, I didn't. I told you about no.
You said Rosewood. Your answer was Rosewood.
That happened in the 60s.
That's further back than Reginald.
I also said Rosewood, and then I turned.
It ain't happening, Stick.
Back more close. The bombing of the church with the little girls.
Stick. And the point I'm trying to make is if you're going to worship service in America as an African American, you have virtually no risk of somebody white coming in there and harming you. You got a better chance of winning the lotto than that happening. That is not happening. Do you really believe that's something?
Okay. So how about this one? When you say that, does that include mosques? Does that include Catholic churches? Because we just had something happen in the Catholic church with a man and the priest, and everybody had to go in there and what are we really talking about?
We're talking about African American services.
Listen, we're talking about for a racist person. This is what I need you to understand. For the racist person, it don't matter what church it is. If it ain't whatever they are, in the sense of Baptist or something like that, they gonna run up in there, they gonna do what they do. I don't care if it's a mosque, I don't care if it's a synagogue. They've been doing it and been doing it for a long time.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that. We were talking. You're moving the goalposts. We were talking about African Americans. Now you're talking about synagogues and mosques, and you don't move the goalposts.
I ain't really moved the goalposts. What I showed you is they don't discriminate. If it ain't them, they ain't worried about it. They gonna unalive it, get rid of it, treat it worse than they pet. Wow. They kiss their pets. They make love to their pets. You know what I'm saying? No. So at the end of the day, we ain't shit to them. They make love to their pets. Come on now.
I'm going to say what I'm going to.
Didn't we just have a wife catch one on camera?
Yeah. The lawyer in Houston.
Oh, okay.
The lawyer in Houston. But what you're doing is what you are doing is what we don't want them doing us. You don't want to take one-off cases and generalize a whole race of people. I mean, the average white person is not having sex with pets. It's not happening. So
No.
You disagreeing? You disagreeing?
What I ain't gonna do is let them do what you say I'm doing to me. And I'm gonna just sit there and take it. No, I'm gonna fight fire with fire.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm gonna be an asshole. No. I'm gonna be an asshole. I'm gonna deny. I don't know what you talking about, and I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. And it is what it is. Freedom of speech. I got that right. What's wrong with you?
Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to say what I just said again. If you are an African American and you go to church every Sunday, you have virtually no chance of somebody white coming in your church and harming the congregation. You have a better chance of playing the lottery and hitting that. Just think about how many churches hold service on Sunday in America every single Sunday in this country. African American churches, they're all you got to have tens of thousands of services every single Sunday. Out of all of the millions of services that get held every year in America, how many times does that happen? Like I said, lottery odds. It's literally lottery odds that something like that would happen to you.
So it's always lottery odds. But
am I wrong about that?
It shouldn't be happening, period. But it should be happening, period.
I agree with that.
Able to, like, for instance, it goes further than just churches and mosques and all of that. It goes to family gatherings. Dude pull up to a family gathering, don't like, I don't know, the music or the trap, whatever. But ain't nobody saying paying attention.
Lottery odds. Still lottery odds.
The house.
It's still lottery odds though, Stitch.
Again. So we go to the white neighborhoods and we light up they front yard.
I'm sure it's happened before.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's lottery odds.
That's the fluffing. You ain't never seen a whole bunch of dudes go up to Beverly Hills and light some shit up in a white neighborhood. Stop. Tim, stop, man. Just stop, bro.
That would be like me pushing back and saying you never seen a white guy come to the hood and rob a liquor store or rob a 7-Eleven. I mean, we go out to their neighborhoods and do that. They don't come there. I mean, there are some crimes that are perpetrated by one side over the other one. I mean, I agree with you there. They don't come to our neighborhood and rob stores. We go to their neighborhood and do that.
So what you telling me is you agree that that I'm telling you the truth, that ain't us.
I'm saying it's lottery odds. I'm saying that what I'm saying is we're talking about something that the chances of it happening are akin to hitting the lotto. It's going to be less than 1 in a million chance of that happening. That you're at a cookout with other African Americans and some white dude come by and spray the place up. That is lottery odds. Apparently he had a phone call. All right, we're moving on. Tap the screen, get the likes up. They come to our neighborhood and molestation our kids, says Pobo. Really? So you're saying that white people come to the black neighborhoods and harm and do that to kids? Give me some examples of that. I'm not gonna say no because I know how bad religions are. So yeah, there may be a greater chance of that than lottery odds, because if you put your kid as, your kid is a Boy Scout and the troop leader is white or something, that can happen. The coach of the football team is a white dude. That absolutely can happen. The molestation part is going to be greater than lottery odds. Now you may be talking about the pick 3 odds or something like that. That absolutely happens. So I'm not going to disagree with that part, Pobo. It is lottery odds that they single us out about being in so-called, what are you saying? It is lottery odds that they single us out about being in so-called their neighborhood. I don't quite get that one. Or look, people going in the wrong neighborhood and getting harassed by the police, that's greater than lottery odds. That most African Americans can tell you that either happened to them or they know somebody that happened to. The police just, what do you call it, profile and stuff. That happens. That's common. Now that actually happens. But some of the stuff my last guest was talking about, that's a different story. One is too many, Kareem. I don't disagree with one being too many, but I don't think one is enough to have a whole fucking cause about it. There's just way more things that affect affect us as a people or affect the country as a whole. This is stuff that affects no one. This is similar to what I often say about Trump, talking about gender reassignment children and LGBTQ folks it's lottery odds. There's no reason that it should have become that big of an issue with the right because it anybody. This is kind of similar to that. It's lottery odds. You cook out in the hood, worried about a white guy coming by and spraying the people up. That ain't about to happen. That is just not likely to happen. In the comments here, I remember Trump said no more wars. He said he was going to end one in 24 hours as well. I mean, if you go by Trump's campaign promises, you're going to come up short. Racists don't discriminate. Gold. Who said that, Rita Rabble? Going back to the comments. And real quick, before we take on the next caller, I'm going to ask you guys to tap the screen, get us up to 35,000 in the like category. Help your boy out with the hat and mustache, TikTok cap goals. You guys know how the program is ran. We don't block, ban, or censor. If you're watching us on YouTube, I need you to smash that like button. Helps out the algorithm, all of that good stuff. Smash the like button on YouTube. In addition to today's topic about asking, are these 3 African-American women, are they racist? Is this an act of racism? Sammy Lee being their alleged victim. I also want to discuss the other 2 topics that we are discussing on the show. And that being, we played this earlier, but I think it's worthy of discussing again. From Carolyn Levitt earlier this year. Well, this was after Trump. This is after, I think, the second or third attempt on Trump's life. And I want you to hear what she says, even though this is a few months old, because Trump has said something recently that makes this worthy of a. I want you to hear this.
We can and we should have fierce disagreement in this country. As you all know, we disagree often, myself in this role and all of you in the news media. But those disagreements must remain peaceful. Debating, peaceful protesting, and voting are how we need to settle disagreements, not bullets. Nobody in recent years has faced more bullets and more violence than President Trump. This political violence stems from a systemic demonization of him and his supporters by commentators, yes, by elected members of the Democrat Party, and even some in the media. This hateful and constant and violent rhetoric directed at President Trump day after day for 11 years has helped to legitimize this violence and bring us to this dark moment.
Now, real quick, before I play the last few seconds of this, day after day, constant rhetoric towards President Trump. I tell you, she makes a statement that is, this is common to hear, folks. My beloved MAGA talks this way as well. You guys are always attacking Trump. It's as if Trump is just trying to peacefully run the country and do what's right by America, and he's just getting attacked by the left. Just a total skip over the fact that the 11 years that Trump has been attacked, she's claiming he's been attacking people the whole time as well. I mean, she just makes it sound like this is just a nice guy that's just taking abuse and doing nothing, just going about his day and getting attacked for no reason at all. It's crazy how they spin this.
Those who constantly falsely label and slander the president as a fascist, as a threat to democracy, and compare him to Hitler to score political points are fueling this kind of violence. The left-wing cult of hatred against the president and all of those who support.
So you hear saying left-wing cult of hatred, and you hear talking about calling him a fascist and how much that can, lead to people trying to harm him and stuff like that. And the right was saying that when they did try to take Trump's life. The right was even saying that you guys are always calling him a Nazi and a fascist, and this can lead to that. I want you to hear Vance also says something, but I want you to hear the follow-up. It's important. That's what makes this.
Look, we can disagree with one another, we can debate one another, but we cannot tell the American people that one candidate is a fascist, and if he's elected, it is going to be the end of American democracy.
But for that to happen, we must defeat Comrade Kamala Harris. I use that term because you know what that term means, right? Communist. She's a Marxist, communist, fascist, socialist. Somebody's got to explain this woman. There's a radical left Marxist, communist, fascist. This is communist, this is Marxist, this is fascist. But you know what? It's dangerous. I think this is a different kind of a race. All we have to do is define our opponent as being a communist or a socialist or somebody that's going to destroy our country.
It's like they don't even know this exists. It's like they don't even know this stuff is you can easily find this on the internet. But those are that happened a few months ago. But I want you to also hear, because Mamdani, who is a admitted socialist, just not only won the New York mayoral position, he's also endorsed other candidates that are socialist candidates. And it seems like Mamdani has the golden touch, or what he calls the Midas touch. But I want you to hear how Trump is also referring to Mayor Mamdani.
After last night's results, the decision facing all Americans could not be more clear. We have a choice between communism and common sense. Does that make sense to you? Common sense. It's common sense or communism. After last night's
the point, I just played that quick clip, and this is Trump now. It's crazy that they would suggest that calling him these names could lead to an attack on him or a threat to his life when he has a long history of doing this, as you just seen, to everybody from Kamala Harris now to the Mamdani, who just came on the scene and won a mayor spot in New York. So Trump regularly is using the terms that they're trying to defend and say it's wrong to call him. That's why we titled the live stream Political Hypocrisy. It's like the right don't even see that stuff. Like, you do realize this shit is easily found on the internet. All of the stuff you're saying that if you call Trump this, it could lead to a threat on his life. Well, he's using the same terms on Democrats. I would also submit to you, because you heard Trump say that you got a choice between communism and common sense, indicating that his side, the right, is common sense and the left is communism. There's not a single Democrat politician running for office that's openly calling themselves a communist. Nobody, even Mamdani, does not refer to himself as a communist. That is a label that Trump is affixing to them that nobody is claiming. So I would have to ask, particularly my MAGA viewers, is it really wrong to call Trump a fascist when he's knee deep in the mud doing it himself? How can you defend anybody calling Trump this stuff when he is doing it? Nobody's running in this country for office on the left as a communist, but yet he's saying it every single day on the television. He's affixing labels and saying that they're threatening our sovereignty, and then indicating when you do that to me, people are trying to take my life and it's wrong. Hypocrisy in politics is what we're talking about. Tap the screen, get us up to 30,000. We'll take the next caller momentarily. If we had a dictator able to vote, what does that say? We wouldn't be able to vote for our leaders, so people need to drop that bullshit. They didn't drop it when Obama was in office. They're actually written by people on the right called Obama's third term. They were saying that when Obama was in office, that he was going to be a dictator and he was going to try to. I don't know why folks at Florida blind. You know your side is doing this shit. I don't know why all of a sudden, once this stuff is, it's so wrong. Dictatorship is wrong to call Trump that. And by the way, understand that most dictatorships start out with an election free and fair. Adolf was not put into power by any other way than they elected him into power. They elected him into power and he became Adolf. And I think that when folks suggest that, let's say President Trump is trying to be like Adolf, they're not talking about 1941 Germany, 1942, 43 Germany. They're talking about in the early 30s. They're talking about how the rise to power happened. In the beginning, he was elected by the people. He slowly got in there and started doing things like taking out opposition, suggesting that the media was unfair and trying to control the narrative with the media. I mean, things that Trump is doing now, you can compare to the early part of Adolf's rise. I'm not saying he's trying to be Adolf. I'm not saying he's trying to do that. But I am saying that similarities, a lot of similarities do exist. One being the dislike of immigrants, two being the way he treats the media. You can't trust the media, you can only trust me. And I'll tell you one thing, that's absolutely how MAGA views it. MAGA doesn't really trust any media outlet. They trust Trump, period. So he does have a lot of similarities to that guy. Let's just hope he don't turn into that guy. Trump has a lot of class. It's a shame all low. Damn. So all of his class, he has a lot of class. It's just all low class up. Tim, what did you think about what Jake Lang did yesterday at the BET Awards? I'm not aware of what happened. I was celebrating the birthday and then I did a live. What did Jake Lang do at the BET Awards? I'm going to have to end up checking that out. I don't know what he did. What a guy to trust, says Giant Robot. Yeah, I'm simply saying that. Yes, MAGA trusts Trump over everybody. I don't think there's anyone in existence that MAGA trusts more than President Trump. No judges, no other politicians, no talk show hosts, no one. I don't think there's anyone that can tell. And what do I always say on the program? We give the fictional example. I asked MAGA, fictional example. Let's say Trump did commit some kind of, serious felony. If Trump is claiming he's innocent, who could tell you and you would actually believe him? Let's say he really did do something wrong, but he's claiming he's innocent. He's lying about it. Who could tell you and you would actually believe it? The answer is no one. Maybe if I saw, exceptionally clear video footage, I might. That's about it. That's really about it. There is no one that could tell them that. So it is what it is. Tim watching the BET Awards. That's funny. Yeah. Okay. In the comments here, moving on. Tap the screen, by the way, get us up to 35. We'll go to the next caller. We'll make it happen with Gangsta Grandma. Good evening, Gangsta. Welcome to the program.
Oh, you stay flipping with that shit playing on your tonsils for real, Tim. Oh, God. You over here saying, it's a lottery. If they pew up a damn church, they be doing it all the fucking time. Negro.
Give me 3 examples. Give me 3 examples. You said all the time. Give me 3 examples. Give me 3 examples.
I said they do it. They did 3 churches. They wasn't Baptist or nothing. They did 3 churches in 2025. Then, you know what? They don't even go out to all the churches. You know what? They go out to our schools and shit. What are you talking about, Willis? I mean, are you a fool? Then they went to a black neighborhood and pewed up a damn grocery store. So miss me with that bullshit that they don't do nothing. You know what I mean? Come on now, dog.
I just made it clear.
You can't be that fucking white.
I just made it clear.
You can't be that fucking white. Your mouth, dog. I mean, it ain't that damn fucking good, is it?
I just made it clear. If you're an African American going to a black church, you have lottery odds that somebody white is going to come in that church and do something.
I wouldn't put that, honey, because you don't know these fucking motherfuckers go crazy as it is. What the hell are you talking about, dog? Like, you're special for real. I mean, damn, a little snow roach gets her ass beat. You want me to say, oh my God, is it racist? Is it racist, people? Oh, she's so tiny. She probably said some fuck shit and got her ass whooped. And then claiming it's about him. I ain't judging shit till I see the whole damn story. Oh, God. Because little snow roaches always got something big and bad to say when they got liquor in their asses. And then they don't take it when they get their asses whooped.
So you're telling me if this little girl got liquored up.
She ain't no little girl.
She is a little girl.
She's a snow ugly roach. And she was in there drinking up her shit away. She probably has fucking Kanungi. You know what I mean? She probably has liver cancer.
You're telling me if this tiny little Caucasian woman got drunk and said something, that justifies 3 girls beating her up?
You know what? You want to be a big girl, right? Shit, be a big woman and take the whooping with it. Oh God!
3
I wish
people.
a bitch would come to me when I'm drinking.
3 people.
You, Tim.
3 people.
I will be up in the out, Tim. You're just too much, Tim.
You know damn.
You're just white as shit. Oh God.
You know damn well if this situation was reversed, you would be screaming racism from the top of your lungs.
If she did, no, look, I said the story hasn't came out.
Wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter if the story hadn't came out or not.
You know what? Wait, motherfucker, you don't know what happened. If she put her hands on somebody or whatnot. You don't know shit, Tim. Quit caping. On God.
That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly.
Yes, master.
If this happened in reverse, where 3 white girls beat the hell out of a tiny black girl, you wouldn't be talking all that. Maybe she had alcohol in her system, or maybe you would be screaming racism.
Have you been to a club too?
I'm just telling you. I know you. I know you.
Answer my damn question, Negro. Have you been your fat ass at a club? Have you been drinking at a club?
That ain't got nothing to do with what I just said.
Oh, but of course. Answer my fucking question. You know what, my fat ass, when I was a big girl, and shit, I was drinking, honey. I was fucking drinking. I was throwing those shots back. You feel what I'm saying? But I didn't go after nobody, but I sure didn't see people talking they mad shit. And if they was talking they mad shit, they got clocked.
Handsome conservative says, don't ever let me hear a Democrat say they can't be racist again. There you go.
Oh, shut the fuck up. You got that cock down your throat. Take it like tonsil hockey on your fucking tonsil. On God, damn.
If this
You're
shit,
just something special.
If this shit happened in reverse, your whole the entire way you're approaching this.
I want the whole fucking story. I want the whole fucking
story. You wouldn't be saying that if this happened in reverse.
You know what? Let me tell you something, Tim. I'm so sorry that Snow Roach of your liking. A little girl in Snow Roach here like got her ass whooped. She shouldn't have opened her damn mouth.
How do you?
It's just really convenient, Tim. It's just really convenient how she said she didn't do nothing wrong. She didn't do nothing wrong. Just 3 black women whooped her ass, and she didn't do nothing wrong.
I'm just telling you, if this happened in reverse, you would not be looking at it from all them angles. You'd be yelling racism, top of your lungs.
It's happening all the time with us. Tim, see, unlike your ugly ass, this should be happening all the time. It just doesn't get reported on the fucking news. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Tim? You're just such a fucking ratty raccoon that you're, yes, massa. Oh, my God, the uncooked protein pussy got her ass whooped. Oh, my God, it's so racist.
Does that not
fuck you with a 10-foot pole dog stick?
Does that not look like the victim? Does that not look like the victim of racism to you?
No, it looks like a victim that she said something and got her clocked. Clocked? And what? She said something foul and got clocked. Oh well.
I think it's just.
Well, Tim.
I think it's a matter of you just don't have a lot of concern for Caucasian people.
You know what, Tim? I'm not like you.
I know that. I believe that.
I don't fantasize, sweetheart. I don't fantasize for uncooked protein pussy. Okay? I don't think of it as like, oh my God, she got clocked. Oh my God, it's racism. Oh my God. No, she said some fuck shit and got clocked.
Okay.
Oh,
even if you say some fuck shit and get clocked, it still can be racist, right?
No, she didn't. No, it wasn't.
Wait a minute. How many people? How many African Americans say some fuck shit to cops, get clocked, and we claim it's racism?
You can talk to a police. What are you talking about? I comment the motherfucking popo.
You're making it. You're making
What are you talking
excuses.
about, Negro?
You're making excuses.
I'm not making shit up.
Yeah,
I haven't heard the whole damn story.
This
I
shit.
haven't heard shit, Jim. I'm not like you. I don't have to come over here and say, you know what's racism? Oh my God, Shaw, poor me. She didn't say nothing. They just wally up her ass for no damn reason. Give me a fucking break, Tim. I'm not like you. I don't pander to the white people.
Let me ask you something. Do you believe it's possible for white people to just attack a black person for no reason at all?
It does it every fucking day. Hey, what the hell are you talking about? They still fruit us in trees right now. What the hell are you talking about, Tim?
So you don't believe it?
Come on.
So
You're so white that you don't even know shit.
Wait a minute. Here's why I asked you that. You believe that they could attack us for no reason at all, but you don't believe we could do the same?
Tim, for the love of fucking
I'm asking
God.
a question.
You know what? Us black folks, we're more calmer than what they are. We don't go out and just and go cock people for nothing. She said some fuck shit, Tim. She really did say something. Come on, Tim. Cut the shit out. I know you like fucking uncooked pussy, but come the fuck on.
Wait a minute.
Who's telling people to fuck out, man?
So what you're saying is we don't do this stuff. We're more calmer. So what is it? When you go to white neighborhoods, when you go to white neighborhoods, they're violent as hell. When you go to black neighborhoods, it's real calm and peaceful. Is that what you're telling me?
What are you talking about, black
You
neighborhood?
said we don't act like this.
We be playing bones and shit. What are you talking about, Willis? We be playing bones and shit. We be playing we be playing barbecues and stuff. But we don't put no damn things called raisins and all damn potato salad and shit. But we be clocking it shit. What the fuck?
So what you basically
You always want to sell us out.
No, I'm asking a
You always
question.
want to sell us out to the white T-man.
I'm just trying.
You know what I mean? Come on, Tim.
How is this selling you out by asking a legitimate question?
Because you're always taking the white man's side for everything.
How the hell am I taking the white man's side in this?
Oh my God, they beat her because of I can't say the name on because I don't want to get bananas. Oh, they beat her for no damn reason. Oh, it's racist. Oh, that little thing. Oh, that little thing got a fucking mouth on her too. I guarantee you, she thought she was big and bad. She got some juice in her ass. Thought she was big and bad, and she probably said something to one of them, and she didn't know that she had two more people right behind her, and she probably was saying, "Oh yeah, I would take one on." And then, come on now, all three of them jumped her ass. Clock.
Okay, so let's go with your scenario. 100%.
Hey, let me tell you something. That little twig right there, honey. I would snap that ass in half. I don't need nobody. I would snap that bitch in half.
She do got a little onion on her, but look, let me ask you something. Okay, wait a minute.
That's nasty.
What's nasty about?
That shit's nasty.
You being mean.
Look, she's fucking look. If you took off all her fucking clothes and shit and put her hair in a fucking bun, she matches the fucking wall. What kind of that is nasty? Like she was burned in the sun. Like me, I got my white walls. I can butt ass naked. And you can see.
What the fuck?
That's some nasty shit right there.
Wait a minute.
And you tell me? Oh my God.
That was wrong at every. That was wrong. That was real. I mean, funny as hell, but that was wrong.
That's not wrong. That's the truth.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
Tim, that's the truth, Tim.
No, it's not.
That, man, that's some napkins there.
That was horrible. That is.
Oh my God, Tim.
I think you're being intolerant. Look, let me tell you something. I don't even know what I was about to say.
Intolerant.
You threw me off. You threw me off with that.
I'm telling the truth. God,
okay, look.
I can't.
Look,
with you. What?
Let's go. That's gonna probably end a bit short, but let's go with what you just said. Not the part about her matching the fucking wall, but let's go with the part about you.
She's matching the wall. I would never put a pic like that on social media, dog. She matches the fucking wall.
No, she does not.
Yeah, white people, you need to get some tan. They need to get some tan or something. When I told you the fucking pink. Shit right there.
She's an attractive. I think she's an attractive little woman. Look, let me just say this before you.
You think anything? I tell you, a fucking hole in the damn wall. Damn. And there it is, right there, hole in the fucking wall, right there.
Okay.
She's right there, honey. She wants you. Hole in the fucking wall, right there.
Let's go with what you just said, where she might have popped off to one of them, and then a whole gang of them jumped her. Even if that's true, if it happened in reverse, that would still be something that we would call racist, right?
No.
Yeah.
Popped off. No. If a white woman came up and said some fuck shit, you know what happened to me today? And I could have whooped her ass, but I didn't go.
Trap woman, thank you.
I broke my damn back. You know, I went in today. They told me to take my happy ass and start walking, right? So I took my happy ass into to Kroger's. Okay, I had to go get me some food to feed my little gremlins. You feel what I'm saying? So I went up there with my daughter. I had one of those. I had to start walking.
I didn't mean to bring. Sorry about that. Go ahead. No, that ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you had a little tiny Jada Pinkett pop off and talk some shit to 2 or 3 Ronda Rouseys, and they beat the hell out of her, we would not be saying that Jada Pinkett deserved this beating because she was talking shit. We would be calling it racist.
No, if she popped her shit though. If she popped her shit and they did it and it wasn't about racism, no.
3 people?
She got her ass for it.
3 people?
But not everything is about, Ted, not everything is about racism. But she probably popped her shit on one black woman because Texas is full of those little napkin-ass people that thinking they big and bad and shit. This sundowntowns are fucking over there. And she probably popped her damn shit, Tim. I don't know. The story hasn't came out yet. You feel what I'm saying? She popped the
to me,
she got clocked.
To me, your very description of this shit is racist. You're saying she's matching a wall. You're calling them napkins and just your language is racist.
That's not being racist.
Yeah, it is.
Here, Tim, look at her picture. Look off her fucking clothes. All you will see on her fucking body is a tattoo. She matches the fucking wall.
No, she does not.
That's being reality, Pookie.
How about this one? How about this? Handsome conservative says this confuses me. So they're big and bad, but it took 3 of them on a little woman. How do you respond to something like that?
When you're drunk, you do shit, Tim. She probably fucked off. We don't know the whole story.
Is it a hate crime?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Is it a hate crime?
No, it's not no damn hate crime. We don't know the whole story, but I don't think it's hate. I think she popped her fucking mouth.
I think you're making
she popped it. When you're in a club, and you start talking shit and you let the liquor get to you, and you think you're Kareem Baham and she's 110 pounds soaking wet looking like a fucking wall, you know what I mean? A little dot on the fucking wall. Come on, she probably popped her shit, Tim. Now, is it right that she got jumped? No, I would have broke her ass to half. Just my ass alone would have broke her ass to half. I don't need to jump nobody. You know what I'm saying? I got hands. And just because I'm in my 40s, I got hands. I don't need no 3 fucking people. I would bust her ass right the fuck open and then give her $150 that she'll never forget. That's me. I don't need no one.
Let me ask you this way.
Is it wrong to jump people? Yeah, it is wrong to jump people.
Let me ask you this way. Hold on. Let me ask you this way. I know you don't believe it, and I get the whole story hasn't completely came out, but let me ask you this way. Let's say for instance, what we're hearing now, what she is claiming. Let's just for shits and giggles say that is true. Where they decided to target a small white woman and beat her because of what Carmelo Anthony did. Let's say that's true for shits and giggles. Would that be racist?
No, I'm not going to say that.
What would it be?
It's not. It's not the truth, though.
No, I'm saying we're doing fiction here. If you can do fiction and suggest that she popped off, that's fiction. You don't know if that's true. Why can't you do my scenario?
If it was just for what she said?
No, you didn't hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. What she is claiming is she didn't have any conversation with these people. She never looked at them, and they just attacked her. And they actually said this is for Carmelo Anthony. If what she is saying is true, is that racism?
I don't.
Take your time,
I don't
gangster.
think it's
Take your
racist.
time.
I think it's payback.
Payback on an innocent victim? Take your time. Take your time. Sound it out. Sound it out.
It don't look good.
Is it racist?
What the fuck? Dog.
Is it racist?
Is it racist? Technically, we really can't be
Technically.
racist. And to the white man.
Technically.
To the white man, yeah. Technically, to the white man, he'll
If they deliberately, you're having a hard time coming. This is a come to Jesus moment
I
for you.
didn't say I said it 5 years. If it was like, if it's like you say it was, it probably is. And then the
Probably.
white man would say, oh my God.
Probably.
Racist.
I think you're having a hard time being factual here, gangster.
No, I'm just saying it probably is. I don't know.
Probably.
I don't give a fuck. She got clocked. I don't give a fuck about the white girl, honey. What the fuck? Like, do you think they give a fuck about us? They be clocking us every damn day. The police be clocking us every day. Oh, every damn time they can get a chance to, Tim. Like, damn, we get thrown in. We get so much racism, and you're here crying for one little fucking dot in a wall that she got her ass whooped. Oh my God, it's racist. Get the fuck out. I don't give a fuck. Honestly,
I just had to. I gotta move it on.
I don't care. Let me tell you something, Tim. So, let me tell you, Tim, did you know how fucked up people are in the United States? Just because you have a whole shitload of groceries in a car, a white woman told me, oh, is that about what my tax dollars pay for? I had shitload of I had snacks and everything. You know, they thought I was on EBT, and you know what I did, though? You know what I did? I pulled out my MasterCard. I said, does this look like an EBT card, bitch?
You know, I had somebody.
Like I said, if I didn't have my broken back, I would have popped that bitch.
Well, you think that's bad? I just had somebody not long ago tell me I like to fuck uncooked protein. I mean, so things happen. People say crazy shit to you.
You do though. You don't like to come on the black side and get chocolate coochie. You like the uncooked shit. You like the one that'll put your ass underneath the damn jail. I like the get out situation. So
I gotta go. Gangsta Grandma, as always, it's a pleasure. Thank you for coming through. Have a little uncooked protein on me. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 45,000. A lot of lazy thumbs in here, huh? By the way, smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube as well. We try to deliver entertaining content. Can be challenging sometimes, but tap the screen, get the likes on up to about 45,000. We'll take the next caller. And certainly if you're watching us on YouTube, give your boy a sub, by the way. You know, we hear most weekdays. If you enjoy uncensored dialogue from all sides of the aisle, we don't block, ban, or censor. You can obviously be critical of yours truly and everybody else on the program. So if that's what you like, feel free to subscribe if you're watching us on YouTube. Hype the program, however the hell that works. And if you're watching us on Instagram, Substack, TikTok, or Clapper, follow the program. Y'all should have been stopped. Wait a minute, it says, y'all should have been stopped being racist because y'all see it's not us that's the problem. I don't quite get what you're saying. I get the part of you suggesting under the Lord holy order or something. You're saying y'all the problem, but I don't get your statement here. Y'all should have been stopped being racist because y'all see it's not us. You got to reword that. So if racism was introduced, then I can understand why he felt the need to defend himself in such a violent way. I'm just going to say it like this. In regards to the Carmelo Anthony case, if you can shank somebody and then immediately run away at high speed, you didn't need to shank them. Because that's what Carmelo Anthony is on video doing. They got him on video in the scuffle. Right after he stabbed Austin Metcalf, he took off running. So the option of running away was there. He just chose to stab first. And based on what I've heard, he stabbed the guy and then dropped the knife and took off running. If it's multiple people trying to hurt him, which is what many are alleging, that he was outnumbered, it was Austin Metcalf, his brother, and they had other big dudes there, and he felt his life was in danger, then why the hell would you shank one of them and drop the weapon? If I'm surrounded by 4 dudes, and I got something I can, I got a force multiplier on me, in this case, a knife. The last thing I'm going to do after taking down one of them is drop that, because there's other people. If I genuinely feel the other people are also a threat, they're going to join in. Austin Metcalf's brother is going to join in with Austin Metcalf, then I'm not going to draft a weapon and run. Even if I tried to get away, I'm going to keep that in my hand. So the fact that he shanked one of them and dropped a weapon, that don't sound like he really thought it was self-defense in your hand. And I'll tell you this also, in my opinion, if you do you're fighting somebody in self-defense, you probably would shank him more than once. I don't know. In the comments, Tim, knock it off. What does that say? What the word is, what the heck you would do in that situation. I do. I do know what I would do in that situation. I believe in preserving life. I don't believe in fuck around and find out. I wish a motherfucker was situations, because I don't trust the courts. You want to talk about African Americans going to court? I know that is a real thing. I do not want to trust that if I take a life, the courts are going to see it as necessary. The only way I'm going to do that is if I'm in a situation where I don't care. This is so bad that I got to just take my risk with the courts as well, because I'm about to lose my life here. That's different. I don't think Carmelo Anthony was in a situation where either he shank or die. He was in a situation where I have a right to stand my ground. They're challenging me. They're bigger than me. I can't beat them. Maybe they're going to be aggressive to me. But I'm in Texas. I don't have to run. I got something on me. I'm not going to trust the law is going to be fair on that. And that's what the argument is right now with Carmelo Anthony, is that he had to defend himself and the law ain't treating him fair. So that's my point. If you don't have to take a life, I'm going to avoid doing that, because there are people who are doing time that really were genuinely defending themselves, and the law didn't see it that way. So if I can get away, I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to do that first, because, like I said, the law may not see it my way. In the comments, he's a kid, Tim. You're a grown man. I wouldn't have done it as a kid. I wouldn't. I know me. I would not have done it as a child. I would not have in an environment that seemed to be hostile like that. I mean, look, you're trying to get out of the rain. That's about it. I would not even as a kid. I would have done that. Daniel Penny did not have to do what he did. You talking about Daniel? You talking about the guy that choked him out on the subway? So be it. Like I just stated, I don't believe the courts treat people of color the same way they treat white people, which means I'm going to be more on my P's and Q's. It ain't fair. It needs to be addressed. But I'm not going to go out there and act in a manner and pretend like that system does not exist. Well, I'll just kill him and then Black Lives Matter will come help me out. Fuck that. Why put yourself in there? You know, until this is fixed, you got to live in that manner to not get caught up in that. You know this is out there. Why deliberately put you, your family, and yourself in that situation? You know this exists. It ain't like it's a secret. It's gotten better since the 1950s and 1960s, but it's not equal. You know that already. So why would you deliberately put yourself in a situation like that? Over something that you don't have to do. Going back to the box, the one and only Travelman. Good evening, Travelman. It will never be fixed, says Arnita. It probably won't ever be perfect. Just like as I stated, hold on, hang on a second, Travelman. Just like I stated last night, the system does not treat people of color the same way they treat whites. They don't treat men the same way they treat women. They don't treat the poor the same way they treat the rich. And no, none of that will be fixed. Travelman, good evening.
Hey, Tim, how you doing?
I don't even know, man. I'm being called all kinds of shit on this one. Are you aware of this case?
Well, you know, I read about it. I really kind of stayed away from the Carmelo Anthony case because it got racial real fast, number one. And number two, everybody's sitting around there hollering about what they would have done, or he shouldn't have done this, or he shouldn't have did this, or whatever. And none of them know what the hell they're talking about. First of all, I'll just say this quick about it. You're talking about two 17-year-olds, 16-year-olds, or wherever they were. Their frontal lobe hasn't even developed yet.
True.
So they don't even know how to deal with impulse. And that, you know, the psychologists say that. They say men, guys, frontal lobe don't really fully develop until we're about 25 years old. I can kind of agree with that because I look at between the ages of 18 and 25. Well, I got married when I was 22.
Wow.
But even then,
still married to the same woman?
37 years.
Wow.
Years I was married. Now I took care of that. That was my fault. But anyway, so then but I also had twin girls when I was 17. So one has a master's degree in psychology. She runs a nonprofit business. She runs a nonprofit for helping women when they get out of prison transition back into society. She's currently building another facility now, and she's going. The state wants her to take on, open a case up for men. Also, this is in Illinois. And then my other daughter, she has a travel business and insurance business. So all four of my kids own their own businesses.
You got something to be proud of. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, when I was in the Marine Corps, me and my buddy, we talk about it all the time. Between the ages of 18 and 25, we was at Camp Pendleton in California back in the late 70s, and we was running up and down that damn freeway like we had lost our mind. And we say right now to this day, the man upstairs was watching over us because being number one, we Marines, so we thought we was invincible. So we was doing all kind of crazy stuff. Even in the States, and also I did a year in Japan, we were really off the chain. So it don't really develop. So I don't even mess around with that. I don't think he had good legal counsel. I'm not going to go into why he did it and he shouldn't have ran. I ain't going into all that. Yeah. Now, the problem I have with these particular young ladies here and the young lady who claimed what happened is that, so these three women went out and they tracked down and they told, now correct me if I'm wrong, but they told her, we are looking for the smallest white woman we could find, and they're going to beat the hell out of her and start hollering, free Carmela Anthony.
Well, they didn't tell that to the victim. Is that what you're saying?
That's what she said, ain't it?
I heard Megyn Kelly say that. I haven't heard the victim say that. Yeah, I haven't heard that part. No, that don't make sense. That would make me start doubting her story if she said something like that.
Yeah, because, and this is my point. You got all the people out there with cameras and phones and all that stuff. Everybody got cameras nowadays. If that was said, and they said this is in her police report, and they said, so if that was said, don't you think somebody would have released that footage on YouTube or TikTok or somewhere, Facebook? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you got all these people out here, so far they haven't been able to come up with that. And the thing that I'm leery about.
Well, wait a minute. If the footage was in the possession of a bar or maybe it's a city camera or something like that, I don't know what they get at. What they have access to it.
They were out of range of the camera from the bar. It was the camera where they were at outside. The camera did not cover that area. It was outside the coverage of the camera. Okay. So basically, all they got is people, witnesses, and people with phones. You know, the modus operandi.
If they got phones, then yeah, that footage should come out.
It would have been. It came out by now.
Yeah.
If that was said,
it might be out there. I may have to look around. Some of the underground sites like Instagram or World Star. It may be out there. That footage may be out there.
This is a national story now, Tim. So it would have been.
It just became TikTok. But it ain't really been a hardcore national story as much. I mean, it's just really. I mean, if that footage is out there, it'll come out. I'll tell you.
It'll come out. Yeah, exactly. And so my thing with that is that, we got different times in our past, and we don't even have to go back too far about that. We got different times in our past where you have numerous Caucasians that have accused black men of everything from carjacking them and pew-pewing their wife and end up they did it, or, unaliving their kids, or just all kind of stupid shit that come to find out it was not true. So that's where my leeriness comes in. If you show me that that's what they said, then charge them accordingly.
Okay.
That's all I have to.
But let me ask you this: if it actually happened the way they're claiming, do you believe this was an act of racism?
It was a racist act.
Yeah. An act of racism.
Okay.
An act of racism, in other words.
Racism or a racist
What's
act?
the difference between a racist act and an act of racism?
That's the question. Black, okay, you can be right,
Okay.
but somebody that has the power of racism it can affect you. Okay, they can use the institutions. That's the racism.
Yeah, but the overwhelming we're calling, and I'm talking about from the black side of the aisle, from black people, the overwhelming amount of people that we're calling racist, they don't have the power to use institutions, because we would call 3 white girls doing exactly what happened in this. We would call them racist. They don't have the power of the institution to use it.
It would be a racist act.
But
everybody want to put racism and racism, you know, and they're two different things. Okay, they're two different things, man.
I don't get it. How is racism and a racist act different? Because if you're committing a racist act, that is racism. I don't get what you're saying here.
Racism is an ideology or belief that your group is superior to another group.
Anybody can feel that way.
And that can be individual, or it can also be structural.
Okay.
Okay. Black people cannot. We don't control any institutions.
Yeah, but you said it. You didn't say. You said it. If you believe your group.
Racism.
Yeah, but you said if you believe your group is superior, you can believe that whether you control stuff or not. You can still have that belief. You can still believe you're better.
Let me put it to you like this. In the United States of America, right?
Okay.
Which group for years, actually, we would probably say for a couple of centuries, all the way up through the 20th century, which group thought that they were superior? They were the superior being. It wasn't black folks.
Yeah. That if we're talking about white supremacy, yes, I agree with you there. But I don't think what do you say? You can't wait. You're saying you cannot be racist if you don't think you're superior?
That's not what I said.
I'm trying to get clarity. I'm trying to figure it out.
You can perform a racist act, right? You can be a racist person, right? But how can you push racism when you don't control anything?
Because I don't think racism is all about controlling anything. Sometimes it's just about hate. You can be hateful without having any control at all.
Let me ask you this. So, let's say you go to not a business. So you go to a government agency, right? And that person that you talk to, he might be racist, right?
Okay.
But the control being over that organization, that organization, he can use that to perform racism against you.
Okay, let's say the organization is owned by black people and the person that's being talked down to is white, then that means that organization is committing an act of racism. They control the mechanisms of the company that you're applying for. And then that means the company is being racist and committing an act of racism towards the white person applying, then, wouldn't it?
So you're talking individual.
So are you.
What institutions, what do black people control in this country?
All sorts of business, banks and movie studios.
No, I didn't say businesses, Tim. I said institutions.
But wait a minute. If I go try to apply to a company that is owned by white people and they say we don't hire blacks here, I'm going to call that racist. It ain't got nothing to do with them control. What, you got to control the federal government before you can be racist? I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with that. Your business.
Once again, you are going at businesses at not one time.
That's what we call racist.
I said institutions.
Okay, let me answer your institution question. A lot of liberal cities, Travelman, the mayor is black, the police chief is black, a large portion of the police department is black. Like, I'm from Chicago. I mean, the mayor is black. I mean, a lot of big cities are like. What are you saying? They don't control the institute? They control the government of Chicago. Are you saying that they don't control that institution? They can't be racist?
Do they control the governmental institutions that control that say over
yes. The mayor, you may have the judges may be black, the prosecutor may be black. How much shit do they gotta control?
They control institutions.
The
institution. Now,
if you get arrested by a black cop, you go to court, the judge is black, and the prosecutor that's giving you, all of them are black. You're going to tell me they got to control more than that?
Let me think about that one for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, like, at some point, you got to admit.
Yeah, because they're controlling everything. They're controlling everything.
There's plenty of, there are plenty of.
Okay, now take this out. Take this out. They control within the city. But look at the state. Who controls that?
If the judge sentences, if a black judge sentences you to prison and you get prosecuted by a black, it don't matter who the white guy is above them. They did that to you. The governor didn't do that. Those black people did that to you. I mean, you gonna skip over the guy who actually found you guilty, the guy who prosecuted you, the judge that sentenced you to prison. You gonna skip over all of them? Well, my governor's white though. No, those are the people that is your institution.
That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that within the United States of America, right? Mm-hmm. Black people do not control the institutions that run this country.
Yeah, they do control a lot of. They do. That's not true. They do control a lot of institutions. Like I just said, the judicial institution. If you get sentenced to prison by if you get sentenced to prison by a black judge, it don't matter who controls the institution. Your issue stops with that judge. It don't matter who controls it. He's the one that found you worthy of going to prison. Why are you blaming somebody above him? They didn't do it. He did it.
What are the policies that come out? The policies that come out of these institutions. You going down on the granular, you going down to the judge. What are the policies that come out of the institutions?
But you still are not realizing whatever policies you want to, you got a hell of a lot of people in liberal areas that are African American that voted for those policies. They want this stuff, and if
the policy that comes out of the institution is detrimental. Let's say the policy that comes out, say from DOJ, they pass a new law or whatever, right? And this law is detrimental to black people, but not to white people. Isn't that racism?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Coming out of the institution. That's coming out of the institution.
If they are being found guilty of, let's say, you get more time for crack and cocaine. If it's one of those laws, yeah. But there's a ton of things
I'm talking about.
Yeah, but there's a ton of shit that doesn't fall under that category.
But you also have a lot of stuff also that falls under other things too, like coming out of the FHA. A lot of people think the stuff don't exist today, but it's still there.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny that. But what I'm simply saying is you don't have to hold on. What I'm saying is you don't have to go all the way to the top to say, well, it's impossible for you. No, if all of these lower levels found you guilty, we're still going to blame it on the white guy because he's all the way at the top. Even though maybe your mayor and your county guy and your sheriff and the guy all of these are black people, but we're going to go all the way to the top and say it's his fault, even though that person don't even know what happened. Well, but he signed the law into business, even though all of the black people in the town may have voted for that law. I think at some point it's like we're literally trying to find a boogeyman. Some of this, like you hear them talking about Kamala Harris, for instance, all the time. When she was doing that, black people were not hating on Kamala Harris when she was in California. We weren't gonna blame the white guy. She was part of the system. She was locking people up.
But she was locking them up because they were breaking the damn law.
Right. So
that ain't got nothing to do. But if they were getting, like you said, go back to the disparity in the difference between the CRK and the Potter. You know.
Yeah.
Now, she was responsible for something like that.
A lot like that, okay. I'm not denying. And real quick in the comments, okay. Kareem the Dream says, all black government. Google all black government. If you live in a big city, there is no all anything government. If you live in a big city, chances are that your government is going to be a bunch of diverse officials. Particularly if it's a town that has a large black population like DC or Philadelphia or Baltimore somewhere, there is not going to be an all anything government. But I'll tell you one thing, Baltimore is going to have a whole lot of black people in government. Go ahead, Travelman.
They will have a large amount, but it will be a more multicultural government, more so than when you go down, down to Mississippi, Alabama, or somewhere.
Yeah, now that's different.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so that's different. Okay, so we kind of got sidetracked. Good discussion though, but we kind of got sidetracked. Okay, back to these young women. And the point I was getting at is that throughout the last 30 years or the last 10 years, it's been a lot of accusations made by Caucasian people that black folks were doing things, and then they come to find out that they were not doing it. And I'm hoping that these young ladies did not say that. But like I said, the lady's story, it just doesn't add up. But see, one of the other things that it does is, okay, for the last 2 weeks, where everybody's talking about, like you talking about these 3 young ladies, and the white girl got her ass whooped or whatever. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court passed down 3 major decisions today. Mm-hmm. One is major because it's going to upend the different independent agencies that have existed in the government for the last 100 years, and they just overturned that. So now the president can go in and put in the people who they want to put in there, and instead of being experts, it's been run by political operatives.
I mean, it ain't like he ain't already been doing that. It ain't like he ain't already been doing that.
But other presidents were not, because they adhered to the fact that these independent agencies, they were supposed to be immune from politics. You had your political appointees at the top, but then you had the people that actually ran it and was there irregardless of who was president. But instead of talking about these particular ones, or the fact also that they shot down the mail-in ballot thing, and they also refused to take the case of E. Jean Carroll, so he lost that. That's done.
Can you imagine how much money has been wasted constantly trying to appeal E. Jean Carroll? You're going to lose that. I mean, that is a loss. I mean, it just shows that he has infinite wealth and access to free lawyers and shit. Because that's look. You defame the woman. The case is not about rape. It's about defaming her character and saying this horrible shit. You're not going to win that.
Yeah. So the $5 million one, that's the one they refused to take. So they still got the $85 million sitting out there. So you got that going on. Then they came back and said that you can't mess with the Fed. You cannot fire this lady that's on the Fed. They shot that down. But we spending and we still got all kind of shit going over in Iran, where they've also hit some more Gulf states over there. But meanwhile, we spending all this time about 3 black women that jumped on a white woman.
No, we not. We spending a lot more. No, that's actually not true. I mean, even we spending a lot of time talking about Iran. I don't think that's true. This story is not getting anywhere near. Oh well, today, yeah, but tomorrow we'll go right back in. Tomorrow we'll go right back into Iran. I'm sure that this is going to be a temporary thing. So
yeah, but and like I said, hey, I'm one of the guys. I'm 100%, 125% pro-black. but I'm also 125% else. Excuse my French. If you fuck up, you go to jail.
But you
Doesn't
do
matter
agree
what
with
you come
agree with me that if this was 3 white women beating up a smaller black girl, the African American community would be giving this a whole lot of attention, probably yelling racism. You don't agree with that?
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah.
But then again, if it was 3 white women, they must have got some alcohol in their system, because that's when they get a little bit bold. And if they ran up on a small black woman like that, they better hope she didn't come from the projects.
I gotta move it on. I agree with that.
They might have a problem.
Yeah, I agree with that, but that's how it goes down. Travelman, I appreciate you coming through. Got to move it on. Thank you.
One quick question. You been to the presidential center yet?
Not yet. On Stony Island, no, I haven't been by it yet.
Okay, when I come up that way, man, I'll give you a holler.
Roger that. Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right.
Tap the screen. By the way, what I was going to say, I have been by the presidential center when it was under construction. Not since it was completed last week. So no, but I mean, because a large portion of my life, I live within walking distance of that center. I mean, it's on like 50 something, maybe 60 something, Stony Island or whatever. I mean, I was on 74th, so I could walk to where that place is at. So I, for a large portion of my life, I live real close to where the Obama Presidential Center is. In the comments, tickets sold through December. Yes, yeah, but you can go into the park. I mean, the way he built it, or they built it, they basically converted a large amount of real estate into that. Because crazy thing is, the right is trying to say, how the hell you waste $800 and some odd million on this structure? And they're comparing it to Trump's tower in Chicago. That's like a skyscraper, many stories tall. And they're going, well, look what Trump built for the same amount of money versus this little building. What they're not taking into consideration is Trump's tower is just a high rise. This thing is like several city blocks. It's like they literally took an entire city park. So there's all kinds of other stuff in addition to just that building. I mean, they literally converted all sorts of land. There's parks. There's like, everything from walkways to gardens. There's a playground. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff they built on that. So it ain't just, it's not just that building, this futuristic building you're seeing. There's a lot more to what was built there. I mean, you need to have like a drone shot of all of the stuff that is involved there, but it's a lot more than just that structure you're seeing. Anyway, looking in the comments, I can't wait to go to that library. True. I'm looking forward to going to it too, Ressa, certainly. It's like they gave Film a new button here. Mommy of Kevin. I don't know what you're talking about there. I think the land was given free. I don't know. Well, it still had to be converted. Just like Trump said the jet from Qatar was given free. Still cost hundreds of millions of dollars to make it flight worthy for the president. So it might have been given free, but a ton of tax money went into that jet from Qatar, which in my opinion is an incredible waste of money, considering that President Trump is indicating that jet will only be used by him. He'll be in that jet for the remainder of his term. And when I believe this, but according to Trump, that jet is going to sit up in the Smithsonian or in his presidential library or something like that. And then the actual replacement for Air Force One should be done by then. So we really spent like a couple $100 million outfitting the jet for President Trump that he's only going to use for what does he have left? 2 years or so? 2+ years, or $100 million per year for him just to get an aircraft upgrade that he easily could have continued using the Air Force One you see behind me. That plane would have easily been still usable for the next 2 years. That's just a total fucking waste of money. Where's Doge when you need them? Waste, fraud, and abuse. That is a total waste of money to take that jet from them, break it all the way down to the walls and stuff, make it safe for a president and rebuild it back. That was a total waste of money. And the right is like, well, I mean, that's just a vanity project. That's just something so that he can travel more luxurious. That was totally unnecessary. His library is going to be in downtown Miami where they will store it. Yeah, that's crazy to spend that kind of money to let this thing just sit up like that. That's a waste on the taxpayers. I don't see any other way to look at that. That was totally unnecessary. In the comments and tap the screen. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, I need you guys to get us up to 100 on the likes. Smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube. It doesn't cost you anything, helps out the algorithm. I can't wait until I go to the Trump library. It will be a big, beautiful day, and I take pictures to send to Tim. I'll go to the Trump library, Mr. T2. Doesn't matter what the politics are of the former president. I'll go to Trump's library my damn self. I've been to Clinton's, and I've been to somebody else's. Like Clinton was in Arkansas. I've been there. I'm thinking of somebody else's. Bush's is one of them is in Texas, isn't it? Crawford. I'll go to any of them. I mean, I respect the office. President Trump's anything named after Trump, in my opinion, once he is out of office, will probably be a spot of controversy. Probably will be a spot of controversy. A lot of things that are attributed to Trump probably are going to come down. Like certainly in DC. DC is not a Trump-friendly city. Once the Republicans are out of office, everything that is attributed to Trump will be in jeopardy. And I'm talking about even stuff that's built, like if they finish the ballroom or the tribunal arch, everything that came from Trump is likely to be in jeopardy because that's exactly what he did to his predecessors. Anything they built, he went after it and targeted them for it. So it wouldn't surprise me if once Trump is gone, they go after everything that represents him, at least in DC and many other liberal areas. Florida is Florida. They're going to show him love, but not DC. In the comments, so let's get this straight. Trump does something, you say it's a waste of money. Obama builds a massive library that costs millions upon millions, but that's okay, says Florida Blondie. A presidential library is what every president gets. Every president eventually gets a building or a center that's attributed to them. That ain't something unique to Obama. They all get that. So you can say it's a waste, but that's what Trump did with the that is something unique to Trump. But every president is going to have a presidential library. What are we going to skip over Obama to save money? Is that all? You just skip over the one dude. Everybody else got one. H.W. Bush. Biden's going to end up getting one in Delaware. They all get that. That's part of the job. What do you mean? So no, that's different. What you're trying to do is different. Tim, have you been to the National Memorial for Peace and Justice? No, I have not. Don't explain shit to them, Tim, if they don't want to come up. Florida Blondie, if she comes up, I'll bring her up. She's in the comments a lot. We respect her. Let me go back to the box. We'll bring up Tay. Good evening, Tay. Welcome to the program. Need you guys to tap the screen. A lot of lazy fingers in here. Get us up to 50,000 on the list. You guys tap the screen. Why do you support someone who has been found liable for sexual assault, says Kareem. I didn't say I support him. I respect the office. And I would love to go to Trump's presidential library when it's open. I enjoy politics. I will certainly go to that. I don't mean I'm not going to go there wearing a hat, but I would go to Trump's presidential library. It's like I'm looking forward to going to Obama's, and I would go to Bush and his father's libraries. It's just kind of how I do it. He says that's BS. I get it. It is, in fact, an oxymoron. Trump gets a library, but none of his supporters can read. Giant robot, that's a bit harsh. Tap the screen, folks. Help your boy out the hat and mustache. TikTok cap goals, if you will. Show the program some love if there is any of that. Breaking news, June 25th, the MAGA influencer arrested at Trump's Great American State Fair for lewd, indecent, obscene acts. What about him? Tim, Trump don't respect the office. True, Jermaine, that is true. But that don't mean I reciprocate by doing the same thing he's doing. No, I agree with you 100%. Trump does not respect the office of Senate, the office of representatives, the office of mayor, the office of governor, the office of president. I agree with you 100%. He does not respect the office. He does not respect politicians. I don't think he respects anything. There's nothing that Trump won't criticize. He's attacked the Pope. He literally attacked the Pope. So he don't respect anything. There's nothing he won't attack. If he doesn't like what you're doing, he'll attack Supreme Court justices. He attacked judges while he's actually in court. I mean, he He don't respect any of that shit. Yeah, you'll probably get tear down. You'll probably get tear down the wall. No, I don't think the wall's coming down. That's one thing that Trump did that I expect to stay. Appreciate that, Louis Miguel. Thank you for your love and support. Appreciate that. No, the wall will stay up. Simply put, we see what happened to President Biden when they got folks to, pay attention to his immigration and border security policy. So I don't think you're going to have a Democrat come in there and tearing down the wall. There are some things that are unpopular. They'd like to defund the police movement. That's a very unpopular thing to do. Right now, support of trans and the LGBTQ community. That's very unpopular in this country. So some things the Democrats, even if they support or favor it, it's like a cyanide pill. Like trans, for instance. Even if you support the trans movement, the trans community, you almost got to do it in silence right now. It's just not popular. The hate towards trans is significant. It would be like supporting civil rights for African Americans in the 1930s and 40s as a white person. If you're an ally, you kind of got to do it in secret. It's dangerous. You couldn't do it out in the open. And right now, the trans community is kind of where we were towards the end of the Jim Crow community, which I find deplorable. Because I look at a lot of African Americans that criticize the trans community, and I often say, you know what it's like to be oppressed and get freedom from it. Why would you then turn around and do that to somebody else? Why would you then turn around and do that to their community when you know damn well what happened when it was going on with ours? It's terrible. But our country is very anti-LGBTQ, so it is what it is. And that's why I say we need to make sure the next Democrat candidate is straight, white, Christian male. The country's went pretty far to the right, so you're gonna have to go back in the other direction slowly. It can't be, it can't be too overwhelming. Looking in the comments, that's why I said not from Chicago. What do you mean by that, under Holy? You've never going to know because you can't see. Some of these comments you guys are saying, I do not understand. In the comments, yeah, you'll probably tear the wall, the Mexican wall, the border wall's not coming down. In the comments, are we at 50,000? Tap the screen. We'll take the next caller in the comment section. Tim, you criticize them all the time. I do. In what way? Let me know. Criticizing don't mean I don't like the community, though. I criticize African Americans. I'm one of them. What do you think? I hate African Americans? I criticize liberals. I speak critical of everyone if I think it's something to criticize. Just like you can probably come up with a comment that I've said has been favorable to everyone. I mean, if I think it's something worthy of criticism, I'm going to do that. If it's worthy of favoritism, as well. In the comments, nobody cares about people's sexuality. Bullshit. They absolutely do. They absolutely do. I think that, look at gay marriage. 2 dudes or 2 women getting married has zero effect on their neighbors or any of us. And yet it took till 2015 to legalize that? Took a couple 100 years or more? People absolutely, it's just like people who say, well, nobody cares about skin color. Yeah, they do. They absolutely do care about this shit. They just don't want to admit it, but they care about it. They will continue to tunnel under and fly over it. What are we talking about? What about the 47 trees he's going to plant? How much will that cost? I don't think that's terrible to plant 47 trees. I don't know. You might get a Democrat to go in there and just knock one of them down in honor of Biden, 46, or knock a couple of them down in honor of Obama, or maybe even add a couple of them. But I do believe, because of how President Trump has acted, a lot of his legacy in D.C. will be erased. The changes he made to the White House, all that gold he put up, all that shit's coming down. He put up a whole hallway full of plaques that he personally wrote, describing each president. So there's a plaque of everybody from George Washington all the way up to himself. And then he attributes a few qualities to him. He literally got in there under Joe Biden's picture. They call him Sleepy Joe. That's some shit he made up. That's absolutely coming down. The next president on day one taking all that shit down. You may even get a Republican president in there that takes that shit down. That's just insulting. That's just to say that about a former president is horrible. And of course, he said it about some negative shit about Obama as well in there. To put that in the White House, a whole long wall with each president, you got negative shit about them under their light. I mean, that's just horrible. So yeah, all of that's going to come down. I mean, my guess is, like I said, his legacy will be a very interesting one. It absolutely will. Why do we need parades for it? Because he convinced them that a parade was going to be patriotic or something. I don't know. You don't have to attend the parade. No, but you got to pay for it out of your tax dollars. No, the parade was unnecessary. I think the parade, certainly the one last year, to me, what we're looking at, are we at 50,000? Tap the screen. To me, what it appears we're looking at is that Trump every year is going to have something special on his birthday at our expense. We had a parade last year. This year we had a UFC fight. Every year they're going to tell you it's not costing taxpayers a dollar. And I guarantee you, once Trump is out of office and you get some truth tellers in there, proper auditors, you're going to find out they spent a whole lot of your money on a lot of them vanity projects. All that shit ain't being paid for by other people. He said the ballroom was not going to cost us any money. Yeah, they're charging you and I money for that stuff. All of that stuff you're going to find out. My guess is, and I'm hoping I'm wrong on this, but my guess is you're going to find that Trump has been the most or the biggest spender in terms of presidents, not only in American history for presidents, but it's going to be multiples of the last guy. It's going to be multiple. This is going to be something that's off the chain. But my guess is the level of spending he is doing is going to be more than anything we've even come to imagine. Because now we're dealing with a potential war that doesn't seem to end as well. That's costing money too. That's costing, because Bush spent a fortune on the Iraq war. Well, this dude got us at war. It ain't equivalent to the Iraq war yet, but it is being fairly costly. I mean, he's had a shock and awe moment. All that stuff costs a fortune. So, yeah, my guess is the amount of money Trump is spending is once we get the truth on that, it's going to be way more than what he's told you. Are we at 50? We'll go to the box and we'll make it happen with Nate Moreno. Good evening, Nate. Welcome to the program. Somebody take that credit card from him and cut it in half. He would just create another one. Nate, good evening.
What's up?
I don't know. I'm apparently getting a lot of things wrong today. They're coming down on me hard, man. What am I getting wrong now?
Yeah, fuck Trump. So I don't even want to talk about that moron. But what about my New York mayor?
I think your New York mayor has a lengthy future ahead of him. Even though the right don't like him, to me, that dude is going to definitely end up being more than just a mayor. Unless he does something to really fuck up New York, and I don't see it, I think he's going to climb the ranks.
Remember, I talked to you the other day, and I told you about Adams. He's getting all his boys locked up for robbing New York. That Adams, remember I told you he ran? He became a whole citizen somewhere else.
Yeah, he's in, I looked it up. I forget the name of the country he went to. Yeah, he left. Your former mayor is now in a whole nother country, which speaks volumes. He obviously thought that they were coming to get him to do something like that.
Yeah, so they locked up everybody underneath him. They pressing charges on him.
Wow.
For cooking the books and everything. That's one. Then we got the freeze that they can't raise our rent for 2 years.
The whole city?
If you got a lease, that's why Trump right now, he's flipping because he can't even pick up his rent. For if you have a lease less than a year or 2 years, they can't pick up your rent increase.
In the whole city?
They froze it. Google it. They froze it. They had
wow.
That they can't do that. Like, yo, they've been picking up the rent so much, like, yo, we gotta freeze that.
And see, this is what I was telling some of my folks in regards to them talking about controlling the system and mechanism. See, that's coming from a mayor. So that's a what do you want to call it? They say, we don't control systems. That's coming from a mayor that's been able to do that. So he's been able to freeze man, that's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, they can't pick up they froze that they can't. If you have a 1 year or 2 year lease, they can't pick up your rent. He's going hard on people fixing. They got to fix apartments. Remember, I told you that in the winter they had the buses out there. So when it was the snowstorm, so people wouldn't freeze. He was paying. I forgot to tell you that when they had the snowstorm, he was paying people to come and help remove snow for $30 an hour for the snowstorm. He was doing that. He's going to make 2 supermarkets. That's for the government to try to lower the prices of food. He's doing one in Harlem and one in the Bronx. That's going to be government funded.
And so because it's crazy, because I mean there are folks talking about this from a standpoint of socialism, saying that they don't like this, but it sounds like the average New Yorker is really liking this guy. I saw a video of him jumping in a pool with a complete suit on.
Yeah, that's what they got to talk about, but they don't want to talk about how they help. He's helping hundreds of people and hundreds of thousands of people in New York. Then he has the if your kid is 2 years and under, like you get affordable help. You get babysitters for free. He made that happen.
I gotta ask the obvious question. I gotta ask the obvious question because of what he's doing. Where's the money coming from to do all this stuff?
New York City. We're not just giving it away no more. New York City.
Wow.
We subsidize other states. Jersey, Connecticut, all of New York, like Albany, like all that money's our money.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Nobody says, "Hey, I'm from Europe. Let me travel to Albany." Nobody goes to Albany. Everybody comes to the city. The money's in the city. Yeah. So instead of we handed it out, like hold up, like we got other stuff to do. But they want to show him jump in the pool, and they talking about, oh, he broke the code of jumping in the pool with regular clothes on and
what?
All this stupid shit.
I thought I actually think him jumping in the pool is awesome for his persona. He comes across as a man of the people. I think that I looked at that shit and smiled and watched it many times. I think that's awesome. He don't come across as an uppity.
Fox News been saying that.
Huh?
Fox News brought that up. He's been walking the streets, meeting regular people. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. What's going on? He filled up 100,000 potholes. He did the
let's be clear. Budget. Let's be clear. Fox News is not going to give Mamdani credit. As they say about Trump, they wouldn't give Trump credit if he cured cancer. That's the same way the right feels about Mamdani. They're going to criticize him for smiling. Anything he does, they're going to criticize.
Yeah, listen. They want to call him a socialist. Whatever he is, he's doing it right. How about that? Like, I don't care what they want to categorize him, or he categorizes himself. Whatever he's doing, he's helping regular people. In his first 100 days, he did more than what Trump did in his first 100 days.
Wow. And in the comments, the Nardy Boy says, Donald Trump, the grift and the curse, he's being what he's always been. Sneakers, plates, trading cards, universities, casinos, steaks, phones, etc. Yeah, he's grifting. Yeah, he's making a killing on the office there, Nardy. I don't disagree with that. But in regards to Mamdani, you think he could end up being a governor, senator, or something? You think? I mean, because I believe he has a future ahead of him. He's just turning 35, but I mean, which means
he's got the personality. He's got the personality.
Yeah.
He has the if they try to like talk to him about being like against Jewish, like he's not afraid to take no answers. Like, are you gonna go to the Jewish wall and whatever? He's like, no, I'm going to deal with New York's problems. I'm staying in New York, not traveling nowhere.
He should be getting the reputation.
He's about regular people.
Yeah, he should be getting the reputation that Trump has. When they say Trump is not a typical politician, Mamdani should get that title. He is the one that's not a typical politician. He feels like, as you say, a man of the people. From what I've seen, most of the people, I think I told you this before, most of the people criticizing Mamdani do not live in New York.
Of course not.
Yeah.
They just watch whatever news, and then, he's the big boogeyman. You know what I'm saying? That's how they playing it out. But from day one, he's been going into housing. He got money for housing from the state to fix it all up. He's got the big freeze. The freezing of the rent is big.
Yeah,
like they've been picking up the. That's also something he said that he was going to do when he was going to fight for. But that's big because they've been picking up like 6% or whatever. All the landlords are flipping out. Like, oh, like how am I supposed to pay whatever? Like, yo, deal with it. Y'all been picking up the rent. And the other thing is with New York is like they get vouchers and stuff like that. People get like vouchers. Mm-hmm. So they'll get like, I don't know, like welfare or whatever. So the government will say, hey, we'll give you up to $2,000-$3,000 for this many apartments, for this room, like a 1 bedroom. We'll give you like $2,500. So that's the max. So all the landlords go straight to the max. And that's what makes all the rents go so high. Because, people, then everybody has to get a subsidized check from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So now he's like, no, like we're gonna freeze everything. We're gonna make sure the apartments are good because there's fires and stuff like that. We're gonna see if they're livable, and if they're not livable, we're gonna hold y'all accountable. And this is how this is gonna go. Like y'all been slacking off for years.
He's got to have a lot of hatred from the wealthy community in that state, in that city, right?
Yeah, but we don't want to hear it. Like we don't care.
I think what's happening on the right side of the album is they are realizing, folks like you and your city, the average working guy, how happy you guys are with him. The right is afraid that his ideology is going to spread, that you're going to start having other candidates that are looking out for the people like this. So the right is really afraid of this. That's why they're demonizing him.
We just got two more. We just got two more that he ended up was promoted.
Yeah, he endorsed it. What positions are they running for?
I think it was like I don't even know. Tell you the truth, I just know they won. I don't even know.
Well, they
just winning just because his name is on it. Like yo, as long as y'all try to do what he's doing, we voted for y'all.
That's a good point. Well, he could end up
changing everything in New York right now when it comes to that.
He could end up like President Trump to some degree, that people are just tired of the status quo and they want something different. And it gets to the point where if Mamdani says it, we just gonna roll with him. Just like with Trump, if Trump says it, MAGA's like, we just gonna roll with that. They don't really, question it that much. You may start getting that out of Mamdani. Like you said, if you're willing to do what he's talking about doing, we got you. So you could see that.
Yeah, as long as he's producing, because that's what's happening. He's producing. There would be a difference if nothing was coming out of what he was doing. Yeah. He's actually producing and getting stuff.
Well, they say Trump is producing too. I don't know about that one, but they believe Trump is producing as well.
Yeah, for him. He's producing for Trump. His little cell phone thing got caught up, and then he had to put it out, and then they found out that's an old, different type of phone, like a 2-year-old
the HTC, it's a 2024 HTC.
Yeah, and he just covered it up and then just changed the name on the screen. Like,
well, more power to the man. It's working. I don't know how he's able to do it, but Trump pulls out some amazing shit. But I mean, so.
Well, he didn't. That's the other thing. When Mamdani went to the White House and told him, and they asked him, hey, like, did you call him a fascist or something? And Trump was like, yeah, he could call me whatever he want. Like, he even punked Trump on TV.
I don't agree with that, because I was watching that, and when they asked Mamdani about calling Trump a fascist, Mamdani was about to give a politically correct answer, and Trump was like, no, you can go ahead and do it. Mamdani was not about to stand by that shit. I mean, Trump told him, no, go ahead and say it.
Listen, if a little kid could tell him to shut up, like Mamdani was going to do it too. Like he was going to say it nicely, but he was going to say, well, he was probably going to say, yeah, well, the stuff he actually doing, like it leans towards that. Like he was going to say it, but Trump didn't want him to say it, so he cut him off. Like, yeah, call me whatever you want, ha 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 ha. Yeah,
well, but see, Mamdani got
a New Yorker. He knows how to talk to New Yorkers.
Yeah, but
that's the difference.
Yeah, but he still gotta be cautious because we know Trump will weaponize the government against you. So you don't want New York being flooded with ICE agents, or you don't want them trying to reject sending federal funds to. I mean, Trump still has a lot of power to do a lot of damage to the city of New York if him and Mamdani have a falling out. So it would be in Mamdani's best interest to, look, you don't have to support Trump whatsoever, but understand this guy does not play fair. So you got to keep that in mind. And he does have a lot more power than you do as a mayor.
Oh, yeah. But you got to understand, too, like, his lawsuit is in New York. His businesses are in New York. He could play the same game. Like, well, you know what?
He ain't going to win. He ain't going to win against a president playing the same game. He going to lose that.
He'll be there 2 years longer. Trump will be out of office, and then he can play his little game with that. However it goes, it doesn't really matter. What matters is he's working out right now just great.
He's
great.
He's making waves. I mean, now is he down? He's down with AOC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is probably going places too. At least to me, Mom has a better chance because he's a man. Our country is still sexist. I mean, my own problems being Muslim, but I still think he may have more potential than AOC because he's a man. But both of them, I could see. Well, AOC, what a representative. I could see her making Senate in New York. But I think the ceiling for her is a little heavier than Mamdani. I think Mamdani could go further than her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
But it all depends. It all depends. Like I told you before, like right now he's doing good. But like I told you, he could end up robbing us like Mayor Adams. Fucking know.
True.
But for right now, for the results he's giving us, it's good. Like I don't know what happens later. When Mayor Adams said, yo, you can eat outside, don't worry about it, everybody was happy for him. But when he left office and they found he had like $1 billion fucking deficit, like $17 billion deficit, like, all right, he robbed us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So right now he's doing great. Like he's showing results. He's got, hey, you want to go get a job? We'll get you a babysitter. Like until you can figure this out. Like he's doing all that, and that's just for regular workers. You know what I'm saying? Like hard workers. Yo, find a job, get your steps in, do what you got to do, and we'll figure this out.
Did he do anything for like giving you bus rides or rides on the subway? Did he subsidize that as well? Bus fare and shit like that?
So the bus ride is number one. All right, so let me clear it up. So when all that happened, you gotta remember he didn't know the books were cooked. Remember that happened afterwards. When he was running, they were saying, yeah, we don't have a deficit. This is this, whatever. He found out there's a deficit. Then he was like, all right, well, we got to find this money. That's how he ended up getting that extra bread.
Thank you, Cedric.
But
yeah.
when you get on the bus, like people get on the back of the bus, the front of the bus, I think sometimes I'm the only one who's paying. Like nobody really pays the bus. Now the train, that's a whole different thing. But on the bus, people usually just get on the bus, and even if you just walk right past the bus driver, he doesn't stop you or nothing. But that's been happening since the pandemic. They're not really making money off the buses.
Wow. Well, that's something that needs to be gotten under control.
It's all on the train. What they've been doing is, what they do have is they got city bikes. And everybody been jumping on those, and they make some money off of that. It's like $5 to pop it off the bike rack, and there's like, I think it's like 50 cents a minute or something like that. So you could just go from one spot to the other. Like
well,
if I can get off of.
Yeah, if the deficit existed, then I can understand. I do got to move it on, but it does sound like he's a man of the people, at least so far. And I like the fact that you actually stated, as long as he's producing, we're not cult members. He got to be producing. You're rightfully pointing out that at least for now, in his early stages, he is producing. But I got to move it on, Nate. Appreciate you coming through, man. Thank you.
Hold up, but I got one thing for you, right?
Real quick.
So you from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Your boy that Mike is always roasting, he runs. I forgot the MAGA guy. Not MAGA reacts. The dumb one that he just stays quiet after a while. I haven't seen it. I haven't heard him on here for a while.
I'm trying to think who that is.
I was watching the Bundys the other day, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he sounds like Marcy. That's why I was trying to picture the voice.
I don't know who that is.
But that's always flipping out. He be screaming at you and all that stupid stuff.
Straight talk?
I think, yeah, straight talk. He hasn't been on for a while. That as soon as Mike gets on, he runs. Yeah. He sounds just like Marcy.
Oh, my
just nagging all the time and just doesn't shut up.
Marcy Darcy from Married with Children, really?
Yeah, next time you talk to him, just close your eyes, picture Marcy, and it's him.
I gotta go. I don't know about that. I appreciate you coming through, though. Thank you. Marcy. Marcy. That's crazy. That's one of my favorite shows, too, Married with Children. Love that show. Tap the screen. Nate, he has a live. Yeah, he does have a live. Straight Talk does. He does like investing and shit like that. He talks about it. He has a live talking about investments and stuff like that. Go figure. Tap the screen. Get us on up to 80,000, if you will. Some lazy thumbs in here and all of that good shit. Maybe we need to roll it out on this one. Real quick, I do want to play something, though. This is in regards to what my last caller was talking about. I think it's worthy of discussion or worthy of hearing. I haven't heard this before. I'm curious to see what they have to say on this.
Mayor Zohran Mamdani delivering a key campaign promise. Last night, a New York City panel voted to freeze rents for roughly 1 million rent-stabilized apartments on 1- and 2-year leases. That freeze applies to leases that begin on or after, I should say, October 1st. Some rent-stabilized landlords had objectives, citing the rising cost of insurance, utilities, and other expenses. In a statement, the mayor's office saying this is the relief that working people across our city deserve. And of course, this has been part of a long-running debate about what it's going to mean for real estate development in the city. That's the other sort of side of the coin.
Well, it sounds like the people are happy with that. So I tried watching Married with Children. It's too old now. No, I don't know. I don't know that super whatever that says Dave coming away. I Married with Children because you got it's what is it? It's a sitcom that's based on, you know, what married dudes go through. I think it's still very relevant. I mean, I've watched some episodes of Married with Children. I think there's still a whole lot of relevance to it. You know, the guy just wanted his own little piece when he comes home from the bullshit job he has, and the wife that don't seem to give a fuck about him. I think there's a lot of dudes that go through what he goes through. I think there's still a ton of relevance to Married with Children, where he's still, you know, relishing in the fact that he used to play high school football and the good old days, the shit he can't bring back. You know, he don't committed to a chick and, you know, just, you know, I guess you could say just going along to get along, but he's not happy. I think that describes a whole lot of dudes, in my opinion. I don't think it's old at all. I think it's very relevant. Looking in the comments here, still one of the best shows. Yeah, one of the best of all time from that angle. To me, Married with Children is awesome. In the comments before we move it on, the Naughty Boy says, Mamdani versus Trump, one politician enacted policies that positively affected constituents that didn't support him. One is a Dorito. I don't know if I want to call Trump a Dorito, but I do believe that Trump has zero tolerance for people who didn't support him. If you didn't support him, he don't care about you. He absolutely is not a president for all people. He is a president for all his supporters. If you didn't support Trump, yeah, he don't give a fuck about you. I think that's, and look, I'm not saying Trump is the only politician like that, but he's one of the very few that come out and tell you, basically. I mean, Obama got in there and said, I'm not just a Republican, you know, I'm not just the president of Democrats. The Republicans didn't like him regardless, but I think that Obama did try to reach out. Go figure. By the way, I had a clip I meant to play and I ended up not, but Megyn Kelly, formerly of Fox News, she was saying that Obama was the most divisive president in our lifetime when he got elected. I could have had a whole show on that. I don't know what would make Obama that divisive other than him being black. I mean, look, to me, the guy was fairly cordial to everybody. He absolutely didn't ridicule and insult people to the level of Trump. How would Obama be divisive like that? But she definitely said that. He was the most divisive president we've ever had in our lifetime, is what Megyn Kelly said. It's a lot of deed fraud in New York, especially in the black community, of black people losing their homes and being erased. Damn. That sounds awful. Anyway, I'll leave it at this. A lot of lazy fingers in here. This show must have ran its course, so I do appreciate you folks tuning in. We didn't get nowhere near 100K. I couldn't get you guys to show the program some love, so sometimes it's like that. All shows are not winners. Some can be the other way around. So we'll leave it at that. Until then, in the comments, based on what? What do you mean based on what? Real quick, I'll read a couple comments. 8 years on. I don't know why. JPT Farms, appreciate the hat mustache. Thank you very much. I don't know why Obama continues coming up. I just do not understand that. You can bring up Trump 4 or 5 times and they say you got Trump derangement syndrome. Obama's been out of office almost a decade. I do not know why he is still getting criticized by the right so much. Trump has served an entire term since Obama left. Biden has served an entire term since Obama left. Why the hell are we still deflecting back to that dude? Alter ego. Thank you very much. I don't know why he is still coming up. It's baffling. Like, get over it. Dude is gone, like long gone. Multiple, we've had 2 presidents serve whole terms since he left. Why is his name still coming up? Obama was too nice in the comment. Well, the problem is you're the first African American. And Larry rightfully points out, look, if you're the first African American doing something, you got to be nice. You think Jackie Robinson, the first black person to play in the Major League Baseball, you think he could go out there and cuss out the white folks that were yelling all kinds of racist shit at him? No, you got to be nice. That's the only way you're going to survive being first in that position. My guess is just about every African American that did something first, first actor or actress on TV, first general, first admiral, all of them are probably nicer than the comparables that came before them. You kind of got to be. If you want to survive, they already don't think you have what it takes to be here. So you got to go in there and you got to really wow the fuck out of them. So you got to be nice. Otherwise, you're not going to survive. It's just that way. Know your place, Tim. I don't want to say know your place. How about ease into the parking space? You're around people that don't trust you. Many don't like you. Don't believe you have the know-how to do the job. Going in there and going blow for blow. Thank you, Luis Miguel. Appreciate that. Going in there and going blow for just isn't. Look, Obama was as nice as you could, and he still had a whole lot of enemies. So I don't know if he had went in there acting like Trump, he wouldn't have got reelected. I think there would have been even liberals that elected him that would not have voted for him to be reelected. So that's just, I don't know. I know your place, whatever you want to say about it. I'm just simply saying you got to know how the game works. You got to ease your way in there. And I don't think it would have done him any good to go in there going blow for blow against all the folks. Like was it Mitch McConnell said, I'm going to make you a one-term president? What are you going to do? Get into an argument with Mitch McConnell on a House floor? Just really galvanize the Republican Party even more so? I don't think it would have done him any good. In fact, I played this earlier. I'll give you a clip of it because to me, this didn't make any sense. This is former Fox News juggernaut, Bill O'Reilly.
Didn't know anybody who hated Barack Obama. There were people, I got letters, okay, but none of the people that I associate with, and there are a lot of them, was hating on Barack Obama. His politics, but it wasn't like personal. That's really personal. Okay, that's just stupid. All right, racist, misogynist, xenophobic tyrant. It's ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And De Niro and others, not just him, they're proud of this. This is what really gets me. They're proud of it. So 4th of July is coming and he goes, I can't love a country. I can't love a country that did, it's basically saying, look, because Trump was elected, I can't love the country. Leave, Bob. You got $500 million. Go to Paraguay. They'll be happy to see you. All right? America, love it or leave it was the Vietnam slogan. And I never bought into it. I like dissent. All right? But Bob, De Niro, I'm making an exception. Leave. I'll buy your ticket out of here. Because you're a destructive, hateful person.
Now he's talking about Robert De Niro. Magari, you got a loud background. Because I want to ask him in particular about this, but he's talking about Robert De Niro, not liking America, and if you don't like America, just leave. I guess I'd ask Magari, why do Republicans say this all the time? When you criticize America, if you don't like the country, leave your homeland. You got a loud background. Well, give him a second. Don't know what's going on there. And Arnita, what did I do to make you say, what the fuck, Arnita? Let me know. Anyway, I guess he dropped. I would pay for it, a trip for him. But I mean, look, I don't understand why the right believes, well, I won't say believe, why is the right against free speech? Why is the right against free speech? I don't understand that. That if you criticize America, you should leave your homeland. Make that make sense. MAGA, good evening.
Hey, what's going on, Tim?
Why is your side of the aisle against free speech?
We're not against free speech.
Why the hell are you always telling people to leave the country? What do you mean when you say if you don't like it, leave? Why is your side always telling people to leave the country?
Well, these people say that they hate America. They don't say that they hate the leadership in specific. They attack America. They say it's always been bad. It's always been racist. Since we're so horrible, why are you here? So usually when we talk shit about America, we're talking shit about the leadership, about Biden.
No. You say the military's a laughing stock. Cities are shitholes. You're not just talking about leadership. You're talking about the quality of the. We're not respecting it. Trump is saying
because we want to fix them.
Okay, maybe they want to fix it.
Usually because we want to fix them.
Maybe they want to fix it.
We usually say they were good and the government fucked them up and we want to fix them. No, but how are you going to fix it when you're saying we're bad from the core?
How are you going to fix it
bad?
When you're actually
the current leadership fucked up Chicago?
When you're actually in charge of the country and you're calling various cities in your own country, you're calling various cities shitholes while saying you hate that side of the aisle. You're not trying to fix anything. How you going to fix Baltimore while you're actively calling Democrats, saying you hate Democrats? You're not trying to fix shit.
Because the Democrats are running Baltimore. If we get some Republicans there, maybe we could fix it. Give them a chance for once.
The citizens of...
Like even New York should be going more right. And they're going more left. Like that's going to fix anything.
Why New York be going more right?
And because they've gone nothing but left. Every one of their leadership has been. I mean, last time New York was safe and profitable was a Republican. Even though
you don't think New York is profitable?
No, like safe and like growing, like good. Like people in New York. I don't want to speak to New York because I don't live up there.
What city
in America? It was the last paper under what's his name?
Wait, hold on. You really think a city like New York with all this diversity would ever go right? Your side of the aisle does not like diversity.
That's not true, Tim.
Oh shit!
You guys like to say that, but I don't think it's true at all.
So your side doesn't.
Florida is super diverse, and it's Republican.
Just about every part of Florida that has a lot of diversity is a liberal city. I mean, where is it diverse and it's not liberal?
Miami was
right, and what just happened with that?
Miami is fucking Republican.
And now that's liberal.
That's a
that's the truth. That's the truth.
Miami is not all of Miami. The city of Miami is not all of Miami. Miami-Dade County is Miami.
You know the point I'm making.
It's just our geography down here is weird.
You know the point I'm making.
I mean, you're right. In a lot of ways, you're right. It's not even the point I tried to come up here and argue.
What did you come up here to argue?
I want to argue a couple of things. The whole thing about like Trump calling them commies versus them calling him Nazi.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between the two.
In your opinion, give me your opinion. Give me your opinion on that.
Well, when Trump calls them commie, it's not about them like going out and killing people. It's about them like financially being communist, and the fact that the communist system failed.
Nobody is running as a communist. Nobody is running as a communist, MAGA. He's just affixing his title to them. None of them are running as communists. There is not a single politician on the left running as a communist.
But when he calls them communist, it doesn't lead to violence. Like
it
when
ain't
they call him Nazi.
It ain't. Well, okay. What about when he called Kamala Harris a fascist?
True or not? We're talking about the rhetoric here. When they call him Nazi, they're trying to say that he's going to arrest people and kill people and, you know, take away their freedom and shit. But when he calls them communists, it's about their financial abilities. It's about them just being bad at managing the economy.
What about when he called Kamala Harris a fascist?
It's same shit. It's about like censorship. It's not about her killing people, you know, but when with them, it's about him like taking away their freedom and killing them.
So what you're saying,
it leads to violence.
So what you're saying is,
call them communists.
So what you're saying is it's wrong to call Trump a Nazi or a fascist, but it's okay for Trump to call people communist, fascists, and Marxists and all that. It's okay when he do it because it means something else, is what you're saying.
Yeah, the meaning matters. He doesn't mean it in a way where that's going to lead to violence. He's not telling you that they're gonna fuck up your. Mostly communists hurt themselves. So when a city like New York elects a communist, guess what? New York is just gonna fuck itself over. But if they elect a Nazi, that means he's gonna go around killing all the Jews.
Well, first of all, Stalin is a Nazi. Stalin was a communist, rather. Stalin, he was just as murderous as Hitler. So calling people communists can be a threat to the people of an area.
He mostly killed Russians. He didn't kill Americans.
He killed his citizens. He killed his own citizens.
Exactly.
So that means if you're calling Kamala Harris a communist, then that means you're suggesting she might kill her own citizens.
But that's not what we're suggesting. We're suggesting that she's just gonna be bad for the economy. That she's gonna.
She didn't run as MAGA. She didn't run as a communist. Kamala Harris ain't nothing about Kamala Harris a fucking communist.
Okay, but calling her that is not gonna lead to someone unaliving her because she's only gonna.
That is your opinion.
She's gonna be like Stalin and murder a bunch of people. We're saying that she's just gonna fail financially.
That's your opinion.
Versus when they call a Trump Nazi, you're literally saying he's gonna be like a Nazi and kill people.
And I'm going to respond by saying that is your opinion. I'm sure somebody that's calling Trump names may say they don't think it's about killing. That's the way you interpret it. Somebody else may interpret it because Kamala Harris has never ran as a communist. Neither did Mom Donnie or any of these other people. He's affixing labels to people that they don't even call themselves that.
But we're specifically talking about the rhetoric leading to violence. That's why we're asking you to stop calling him a Nazi, because that rhetoric will lead to violence. Because Nazis are people who unalive people and jail people and do all kinds of nasty stuff.
That ain't how it works. That ain't how. So in other words, because calling him a Nazi or calling him names leads to violence, we should stop. But we should just leave ourselves open to him calling us all kinds of names. That's what you want, where he's the only name caller?
If he's doing it in a way that's going to lead to violence, then he's wrong for doing it. But I don't think what he does it.
So based on the way you're interpreting it, where Trump's names don't lead to violence, if we do things the way you're interpreting, Trump's going to be the only one flinging names around. The other side has got to be silent.
No, you could call Trump a communist. You could call Trump a failure as a businessman. No. That's not going to lead to
You can call him the same names he's calling you.
He hasn't called anyone a Nazi as far as I know.
He's called them fascists.
Whatever the case is, as long as you call him something that doesn't lead to violence,
that ain't how this works. That ain't how it works. If you don't, let me say what I say on.
We're complaining about people
you
trying
crazy.
to unalive Trump because you've been calling him a Nazi.
I'm going to say what I've said many times before. If you don't want to be called names, don't name call. All it is, well, your names are hurting me more than my names are hurting you, so you should. Don't call names if you don't want to be name called. It's as simple as that.
He hasn't called anyone a name that would lead to violence.
I'm going to repeat myself because you clearly don't hear me. Don't call names if you don't want to be called them back. I don't give a shit what it leads to. If you don't want to be called names, don't do it.
It doesn't matter how much you give a shit. There is a difference. That's what matters.
Nothing you're
not
saying
lead to violence, like when you call someone a Nazi.
You're saying matters to me. As far as I'm concerned, if you name call, you're fair to be called names. Period. I don't want look if I go around calling you what?
Imagine if this was still like slave times. All those people calling you Uncle Tom, isn't that gonna get you killed?
Imagine if he just didn't call people names, MAGA. Imagine if he just didn't do that.
Well, again, like
let me ask you this. Let me ask you this simple question. Does he have to call Kamala Harris and all them fascists and communists? Does he have to do that?
Yeah, because he's trying to warn you that she's gonna fuck up the economy. But he's not trying to tell you that she's gonna unalive you and take away all your freedom. He's warning you that she's gonna be bad for the economy. That's why he calls them communists and socialists.
Then maybe they're warning you that Trump is gonna be Hitler.
Yeah, but when you warn someone that he's going to be Hitler, that means that you're warning him that he's going to unalive you and take away your freedom and do horrible things to you.
I thought we were issuing warnings.
Cause you to want to unalive him because he's going to be Hitler.
I thought we were issuing warnings. Either you are either okay with warnings or you're not. If you want to be warning, you want to be warning. Okay,
but
are you okay with warning?
And the funny part is, the Nazis were socialists.
I'm just telling you.
The Nazi party was a socialist party.
If you want to go around calling, he called Kamala Harris a communist, Marxist, and a fascist. If you want to do that, understand it's going to bring it back on you. Nobody gives a shit how people respond to you. If you call me, let's say you call me the N-word and I call you something back in return. I don't give a fuck how they respond to you. You decided you wanted to name call. I'm not going to try to call you a name back that people will be gentle with you about. If you want to do this, we going to do it. If you don't want to if you don't want to be called names, don't name call.
If my name calling just gets people to laugh at you while your name calling gets me killed, there's a difference.
That's your opinion.
When I say you're a bad business person that's going to fuck up a business versus you're saying, oh, this guy's gonna unalive your sister or
you like to name MAGA. Nobody gives a
shit. People's sisters, they're gonna kill me for raping their sister.
When Trump calls people names, he don't give a shit about the consequences to that person because Marjorie Taylor Greene even said her children were getting death threats because of the shit he was doing. He don't care about the consequences. So why the hell should people care about his? Mike Pence got death threats too.
Yo, the funny thing is, he's talking shit about New York, but he's protecting the New Yorker. Trump is from New York. You talking all this shit about New York.
How did I talk
You're just talking a whole bunch. I just want to know, what is Florida doing better than New York right now?
Everything. We're getting a lot more people. Why New Yorkers all moving to Florida? All my friends are fucking New Yorkers.
Talk politics and everything else. What is Florida doing for your people that's in Florida that's doing better than New York?
That's a good question.
Right now, what's his name just got property taxes, so I don't have to pay as much taxes on my house as I used to. So I'm saving money left and right. He's cutting taxes everywhere he could. He's making things cheap and affordable. So I'm very happy with Florida right now.
Florida ain't cheap and affordable. Florida is not cheap. And by the way, you're talking about taxes for homeowners. If you live in an apartment, that homeowner shit you talking about don't benefit you at all.
That's not true. If your landlord's paying less taxes, he can afford to charge you less rent.
Oh, and they just automatically do that, huh? If you give the landlord a discount, he just automatically pass it on to his tenants, huh?
He's not going to say, let me
ain't nobody. You could get that landlord.
Let's do the opposite. You raise my taxes. Guess who's paying the extra taxes I'm paying?
You could get that landlord that whole mortgage for free, and he gonna still charge those tenants that rent. They don't pass that shit on. They're not passing that on.
If my taxes went up, my tenant's paying the taxes. If my expenses go up, whether in taxes or whatever, the tenant's paying it. So if my expenses stay the same,
that just means the owners are making more
less
money.
likely to raise your rent.
That's just the owners making more money. That's not,
right.
That's not the actual people who are paying the rent.
I just told you.
Right
now, I got a commercial property that I rent. I literally pay all the fucking taxes. It's in my fucking can.
And you're still going to be paying.
At least where I pay the taxes. So if my landlord's taxes are low, my can is lower. And that goes for any rental property. Just because you're renting doesn't mean you're not paying the landlord's taxes.
You don't pay insurance for or taxes for the property that we're renting. That doesn't happen in New York.
What else is he? What else is he doing other than tax cuts?
No, we only pay insurance for people slip and falling. We don't pay insurance for the property.
What else is he doing other than tax cuts? Tax cuts is something that usually benefits the wealthy.
Every time we have a hurricane, everything gets fixed right away. It's not like California where the fire has been like a year and nothing's gotten rebuilt. All our hurricane damage gets rebuilt right away. Our roads are fucking always being maintained and fixed.
You borrow money to do that. You borrow money from the federal government because y'all gotta get subsidized when that happens.
Good point.
I mean, all states get money from the federal government.
New York sends money to y'all so y'all can fix your houses on time. Like you're saying.
I really doubt
other states have to do it.
Yep.
Honestly, I don't have the math for that in front of me. I don't even know where that comes from, but I really doubt Florida is one of those states.
Okay, so
Florida makes a lot of money. So we got no property, no income tax. That means that's paying the state any money. That's got to pay New York a fucking cut of your income.
Yeah, okay. So the other question I gotta ask, because I usually ask Tim, but he never asks you. You know how you say, yo, you come up here to lie, what else are you gonna say if you don't say the opposite? Is that what you're doing right now?
No, I defend things that I don't support
for no reason,
just to give you the perspective. It's not about lying. It's about
but that is a lie. You're doing the Trump shit. That's a lie. If you're going to say, listen, I don't believe that this is happening anyway. It's nighttime. I don't believe that, but I'm just going to fight this so I can say something different.
No, that's not what I said at all.
But that's exactly what you said. I got to say something different. If I don't, what else you going to have me up here for? That's exactly
together. I'm up here to tell you what MAGA thinks and what Trump thinks and give you my perspective. And even when I don't agree with it, I try to give you the MAGA perspective to what they're trying to say that you're getting wrong. Just because I don't agree with something doesn't mean I can't represent it.
So you don't believe that people should fuck children? So you're going to fight that too?
I mean, not really.
Yeah?
I don't have any insights on that. I don't know why people fuck children because I don't know anyone that fucks children. Maybe you do.
What can I do about it? Like, he's all right.
Look, I don't. That's out of my purview. But when it comes to like the Iran war, even though I don't support the war, I support America, and I don't like that they went to Iran for that they attacked Iran. But I can tell you why they attacked Iran and why there's some good points to it.
Okay, I got another thing that I've been dying to ask you too. So Tim, let's start $100 fee, right? Everybody just put up $100, right? Just for MAGA Reacts, right? I want him to go into the ICE building. Tell him his story like he told us. His mother snuck him over here.
Oh, shit.
He did all that. Then he went back.
I never said that.
He came in here right. And then he came in here the right way and everything else. And if you leave that building, we'll just hand over the cash to you.
Hold on. What did I say? My mom stuck me over here.
You said you wasn't over here legitly. That's what you said. Your parents came over here, right? And they had you over here, right? That's what Trump is fighting right now, to get rid of them, right?
No, I was born in Egypt. I came here when I was 8. And I became an American citizen with my parents.
When you left and came back, you said you left and came back.
I never left and came back. I was born in Egypt. I was there until I was 8 years old. And then I came here to America when I was 8. And I've been here ever since. And when my parents got their citizenship, I got mine with them.
Okay,
I don't know where you got all these other stories from. I think you're mishearing what this.
Me listening to you while you don't understand how many times I just listen to the show while I'm working, and I hear your stupid shit, and I'll be like, oh shit, like here we go with this stupid nigga again. Like he's gonna say some crazy shit.
Oh my God, 4 minutes.
That's the problem. You guys don't understand what I'm saying half the time.
No, you don't know how to talk. You be talking about TV shows, like you got all your politics from MacGyver, and you know if you watch fucking
that's him.
This was what this was. Like you always mention a TV show. So
that's 100% him. He brings up like 4 TV shows every time.
4 minutes. 4 minutes. You're killing me, Nate. You're killing me. 4 minutes.
Tim was the one that was like, this TV show, this happened, and this guy got beat up. He was saying if Biff, he was the one that bring up the example of if Biff fucking beats up Marty could just stab him. If we go by the Metcalf rules.
Listen,
that's Tim.
And the whole thing comes into, like, if you say something stupid and you get punched in your mouth, that's just what happens. You have the right to say, I don't know, if maybe it's me that I'm from New York, but everybody has the right to say whatever they want. But if you say something stupid in the wrong spot, and somebody just happens to punch you in the face, yeah, I'll get locked up.
All right, let me just say something in regards to the comments real quick. Hold on, MAGA. In the comments, Bama Landscaper, I guess you're addressing my viewer Nate. You says, why do Democrats always gotta trash talk anyone that they don't agree with? Childish as fuck. You're MAGA? You voted for Trump and you're complaining about that? Go ahead, gentlemen. I can't believe you said that. Go ahead, folks.
So I'm talking about the three girls. I wasn't talking about you specifically. Like I don't know you from a hole in the wall punch.
Oh, the 3 girls. From what I understood from that story is there's a bunch of people on lives going around punching people. Like they're going around punching white people just because of Carmelo Anthony. And this was just one of them. I think they recorded it and put it online or something. I don't know. From what I understood from what's her name said is they beat her up just because of Carmelo Anthony, and there's a bunch of people doing it. It's like a TikTok challenge.
Damn.
There's a bunch of videos. She showed at least like 3 videos of people of color going up to white people and punching them because of Carmelo Anthony. They just said it. This is getting even for Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true or not. Because I didn't see
the 3 videos.
I'm just saying with those 3 girls, maybe something could have came from after that. The kids see shit and they started doing whatever. I don't know what they did with that. I'm just saying with them 3, so far nothing came out yet. I'm just saying in New York, if you say something slick and you get punched in the mouth, that's just automatic. That's just what happens. And if I'm with 2 people, that's just so. Like I tell my cousin and all that, like, yo, there's a lot of times he ends up popping off, and then, like, I have to pop off, but I'll deal with it. Right or wrong, I'm with you. We'll deal with it later.
Well, then you're kind of defending why Carmelo Anthony had the right to stab him, because he should have assumed that Austin Metcalf's company was going to jump him, too, because you're talking about, well, if I'm with you, I'm going to jump in it, so, I'm going to pop off with you, so I guess that would kind of defend Carmelo Anthony believing that Austin Metcalf's brother was going to jump in as well.
Okay, so another thing, right?
The thing is, not even Anthony hit him.
1 minute, folks.
You said you used to carry a knife to school too.
I've done that.
Right?
Yes.
But you never had the knife on you to be like, hey, I'm going to stab the first person who comes up to me and whatever, right?
I would have never said, touch me again and you're going to see what happened. And with the thought of I'm about to stab somebody, I'm talking about using it if I'm in a Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman, what he's claiming happened where somebody's on top of me, beat me on the head with a rock or something. Not because somebody pushed me.
I get that. What I'm saying is that kid, remember, as a kid, that kid never left his house saying, I'm going to stab somebody. He had it on him for whatever reason.
I agree with that. But when you...
And his emotions or his fear, because maybe, listen, you can act however you want, but then you catch that fear and you just end up just like, you just poke somebody. It just happens. Because of fear and you have that...
Whatever the case may be, okay, even if you're right, you still got to be held accountable for it, okay?
No, I'm not saying that he should have been accountable. I'm saying, yeah, he should be accountable. I'm just saying he didn't leave with the intent.
Yeah, that's why I say it should be manslaughter, not murder one. I got to move it on, gentlemen. I agree with you, though, with that part, Nate. I would say manslaughter for Carmelo.
That's like planning a murder versus you still have the intent. Just because you didn't plan it hours ahead of time, you still had the intent to defend yourself. You think this guy is going to murder you, you had the intent to murder him back before he kills you, even though this guy wasn't trying to kill him at all. Just because the intent was only a couple of seconds doesn't mean he didn't do it on purpose.
I disagree with the courts, apparently, at least right now in this first go-round. They agree with you more than me. I got to move it on, MAGA. Appreciate it. In the comments, real quick, want to address the Nardy Boy says, the hubris of the right. They believe they will never be subject to the policies that hurt marginalized people, but they never hesitate to take our taxes. There is certainly some validity to that. There's a lot of things that are happening to MAGA that, in my opinion, from what I've seen and heard, they expected it to happen to somebody else, and they're really disgruntled when some of that shit is happening to them. Farmers, folks on the right that are married to immigrants, like you said, rapists and murderers. It wasn't gonna be my fucking wife. I mean, yeah, there is certainly some some validity is what I'm looking for. There's validity to that. That MAGA is okay with this stuff happening as long as it's happening to somebody else. It wasn't ever supposed to happen to me. Evil B Babu says, good afternoon, Tim, the man with the good looks. Oh, shit. The man with the grateful gifts of God. Damn. The man with the plan to get you the answer. The best man on the Tonight Show. Give it up for Tim Liberal. Give it up for Evil B Babu. Beautiful. That. Continues on, says, MAGA reacts, if you cannot put up a good won't be nothing. It's real simple. What a complete utter says moron. Damn. And look, I was saying something similar to MAGA reacts in regards to defending Trump, indicating somehow it's wrong to call Trump fascist or Nazi or these other terms because it's causing folks to want to put a hit out on Trump. My stance is the same. If you lob an insult at somebody, they're going to lob an insult at you. They don't give a shit what the insult inspires other people to do. I mean, look, let's say, for instance, I call a woman a name and the first thing she says, well, you got a little dick. Okay, the response might be for other girls not to date me because you don't tell them I got. She don't give a shit about that. She's responding to the insult. My point is, if you don't want to get insulted, don't insult. But based on what he was saying, since the Democrat insults are leading to people wanting to harm Trump, the Democrats should keep quiet and just let Trump be the only one insulting. I don't think MAGA reacts the only one that feels that way. I think a lot of MAGA believes that because they believe Trump's insults to the left are accurate. They do believe that Trump should be able to insult the left and the left should pretty much just take it. I actually do believe that MAGA believes he should be the only one insulting. And that's not going to happen. That's never going to happen. Tim, are we putting up $100 for? We don't want MAGA reacts to get deported, Nate. Look, if you walk up to ICE and start telling them anything that does not involve you being born in America, at the very least, they might detain your ass to go deeper into the investigation. I don't know if MAGA reacts has committed a crime or did anything in his lifetime. Because he's talking about he came here at the age of 8. His parents got citizenship, and then he's gotten it. Understand, under President Trump, that doesn't make you safe. He is taking actual citizenship away from people, taking green cards away from people, which is why I said I don't know what MAGA reacts has done in America from the age of 8 till he is now. But, maybe he got charged with a DUI or something. The Trump side of the aisle, that's enough. They're kind of operating on if we can deport, we will deport. Find reasons to deport people. So, no, I wouldn't walk into ICE telling them any damn thing. You can get him kicked out for real doing that. Trump's own words and actions caused the problems of violence against him. And any labels that are appropriate. His own look. Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but my point is simple. If you don't want to get insulted, don't insult. You look lame as hell launching all the insults that Trump does, complaining about getting insulted. I mean, you got pictures of Biden hog-tied in the trunk of a car on your page, people yelling white power and all this crazy shit coming off your page. And you're talking about his Roni insult you? Are you kidding me? I mean, how many times has Trump posted something that's insulting to the left? I would say it's probably got to be over 1,000 times. I would say you probably can find over 1,000 posts from Trump that are meant to insult the other side. Okay, so you're going to get insulted back. If it results in somebody, wanting to take your head off, that's between you and that person. But you enjoy insulting, so you are going to get insults coming back at you. It's just the way it is. Nobody can insult other people as much as Trump without expecting to get insulted. That's just what you would expect. In the comments, we are all supposed to have equal rights under the law. I said that. They didn't mean it, though. MAGA reacts every time he comes. Sounds like a Fox News episode, or that bird that sits on Trump's shoulder and copies everything he said. Listen, I wish we could get more MAGA viewers on the show. I enjoy talking to MAGA just like I do the left. I don't agree with much of what MAGA React says because some of the stuff does sound like just blind defense of the president. But occasionally he says something and I'm like, okay, maybe that I can understand. But yeah, a lot of his comments just sound like blind defense of President Trump. Anyhow, I do appreciate the 118,000. Some of you folks showed the program some love. I'll let you guys get some rest for the evening. It's your boy Tim, the handsome liberal. If you enjoy this type of dialogue, ask that you follow the program if you're watching on Instagram, TikTok, or Substack. We're here most weeknights, uncensored. We are MAGA friendly. I always hold up the hat, make sure you know. But liberals are welcome as well. If you enjoy this type of uncensored dialogue, follow the program if you're watching on one of those platforms. And if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, do me a favor and give your guy a sub. Until then, I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Handsome liberal, I'm out. Appreciate it.